Hello? Hello, do you guys hear me? Hello, is everything alive now? Bro, I literally don't know what happened. I don't know why stream decided to die on me like that. Okay, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Bro, I don't know what happened. I literally could not tell you what happened, even if I tried. But I think we should be good now. The other stream link was like, I'm not gonna work. And I was just like, what? What do you mean? But this time it should be working, so we're chill, we're chilling. Alright, let me try this again. So I do have some content warnings to get out of the way first. Before we do anything crazy. Uh-oh. Am I not receiving enough feedback? Oh, I guess the pin message is still there. Okay. Hey! They were gonna pop into the stream and be like, wait, what happened to the waiting screen time? It was there. I promise it was there, and then stream crashed out and perished on me. My stream quality is a little on the lower end today, so I'm hoping that it like stays stable. But today we are playing Burn the Midnight Oil demo. I really wanted to showcase this game because the Kickstarter is currently still live. There's like 45 hours left to go and they haven't met their goal yet, so I want to make sure that they are able to meet their goal. So if you guys are interested, I'm gonna link the Kickstarter. I won't pin it yet though. I will probably pin it once it's the end of the stream. But I wanted to showcase this game because I have been interested in it for a while. I've been like following it, tracking when the demo came out. The demo came out quite a while ago, but I haven't gotten a chance to play it. And then I saw that the they haven't met their Kickstarter fund goal, and then like fun goal, their goal yet, and I was like, oh frick, I have some free time to like go and play it now. So now we're here. Can you guys hear the music okay? I think I lowered it quite a bit, so I could probably actually put it up again. I mean, I only lowered it a little bit, but I can put it up a little bit. I am still a little bit allergies. I don't know if it's allergies or just sickness, but I am still a little bit sick. Or I don't know if it's a sickness or allergies. I don't know. Whatever's going on, I still have that going on. So basically, apologies in advance if I don't voice the characters properly. I don't think they're voiced, to my knowledge. But I did want you guys, I mean, I pinned the content warning, so please check them out, guys. This is a, like, dark fantasy, neon-noir, like, visual novel, romance visual novel. These two characters that are here posed against the, like, little menu screen are the main two characters that you can play as, and then we have some of the love interests in the background, plus, I think, some side characters. But yeah, you guys can see more info about the game in the Kickstarter. I do have the description of the game in the description on the YouTube side of things. But I think without further ado, I haven't really like read much beyond like what's on the Kickstarter page, but I am always down to play games like these. So I can play as Circe or Dante, and usually I go with male characters, but I think this time around I'm gonna go with Circe because she's like a cool, like, I'm not just like detective, and I love playing as a detective. So I'm gonna play as Circe or Circe. I hope I'm saying it I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. Date of birth unknown, type vampire, occupation private investigator. You know, a lot of people with this model tend to mistake me as a vampire, so I think this is fitting. Even though I am an elf, just so you guys know. I love this little menu screen. I hope if I lean this way, I hope you guys can see it, but there's like this guy with white hair right here, and it has like a little drawings and then lame. I think that's funny. Personal history for 2 decades. Circe stalked the streets of North Haven as a private investigator, accompanied by her sidekick Edgar. She mostly deals with trivial jobs like catching cheating spouses, finding missing pets, and slaying vampires, which is crazy because she's a vampire. Is she out here slaying other vampires? Like, what goes on? And it seems like vampire werewolf situation. Yes. Though, do they call him? Dante is well, he's not a werewolf. Technically, he's a brash. He's labeled as a brash hellhound cop. So we got a private detective and a cop you can play as. In the recent years, Circe's lost her passion for detective work, but the city isn't done with her just yet. When she's approached by 2 different clients looking for the same person, she decides to take on this one last case. And we all know it's not going to end with just one last case. Obviously, this is going to continue into it's going to snowball into what will be the rest of the story, I assume. So, let's play as Circe, see what this is all about. Plus, I love her design. Her design is sick. It's so good. Let me drink some water. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water, guys. I'm going to need it. Also, let me know if the audio's too low or too loud at any point, and I'll adjust it as we go. Alright. Somewhere. Don't remember the month. 1966. Ooh! Something not quite human sits on the edge of a stranger's bed. She's necky! Wait! She's necky! Hold on. The only thing I have is this. It's not really showing anything, but she is necky. Sorry guys, for the YouTube side of things, I gotta do this for a second. Leisurely laughing at the blood coating her fingertips, savoring her leftovers. She turns her head and stares at tonight's meal. Oh my god. Hopefully this is okay. Handsome man currently lost inside his dreams. Just to be certain she's not imagining the city rise and fall of his chest. The last thing she needs is a trail of bodies leading them to her. But even imprints of teeth on fair skin have already faded. When he wakes up tomorrow, his memories of the entire night of her, too, will be gone. He'll go on with his life like he never met her. He'll get married, have a kid or 2, grow old, die. She'll remember him for a while, but she won't be sad about it, or miss him, or ever ponder about what could have been. Ah, I thought you meant necky as in into next. No. Nakey, I guess. It's not the first Mio whose bed she's seduced herself into, and he'll never be the last. Ah! I should keep the hat on. The hat stays on. The hat stays on. I don't know if this is enough for YouTube to freak out for, but... Oh, how do I voice her? How should I voice her? So pretty. No, that was the wrong tone. Her eyes trace the stranger's features one last time, searching in vain for a different face. His face. Or your humanity was stolen from you. Could you have been anything like this man? Or have you always worn your penchant for destruction with unbridled pride? When the stranger stirs in his sleep, she accepts that she won't find whatever she's looking for here. The time has come to part ways. Sweet dreams, Arthur. At least, she thinks that was his name. Wow, what an opener. Maker. But it's crossed out. It's midnight and I am writing to you from yet another city whose name I couldn't be bothered to learn. I'm not sure what day it is, or how long it's been since I bid you goodbye for the last time. Maybe it's been days, maybe it's been weeks. Oh, whoops, maybe it's been years. Since your death, I haven't had anywhere to call home. I only stay in our place long enough to take shelter while the sun is out, and then back to the prowl. 1 second. I want to know why it's doing this. My, OBS is, freaking out, low-key. Is it freaking out for you guys? I don't know if you guys see it freaking out, just like I'm seeing it freak out. Hopefully we're chilling. Okay. Let's see. It's mostly men? Oh. I desperately want them to remind me of you, even though none of them look anything like the you I knew. Living or dead, I suspect no one will ever remind me of you. I should be grateful for that, shouldn't I? You should be grateful. Sorry. Seems fine on this end? Okay, so maybe it's just my end that seems like it's freaking out for no reason. Maker. I haven't taken to hunting every night just to keep sane. Oh, I have taken to hunting every night just to keep sane, but I don't think it's working. I fear I might have lost my mind long ago without noticing. At least, I don't think I'm making things worse. At least I'm keeping busy, which means I have less time to think. That's a good thing. If I think too hard or too long, I'll start thinking of you. I make bad decisions when I think of you. Maker crossed out. Remember how you always used to say that creatures like us weren't made for rules? I always disagreed, but only out of spite. We both knew you were right. I hate being told what to do. I hate it so much. I'll fuck everything up for myself just to do the opposite. I miss it now, though. If you were here, I wouldn't have these doubts. I wouldn't have to worry about right or wrong. You would make all the decisions. You alone would be responsible for the terrible, terrible consequences of our actions. Without you, I find that I'm no longer just lonely. I'm alone. Promise me, even death could never part us. So why didn't you take me with you? Shit. Shit for real. This is taking a dark turn. Actually, it's been dark since the beginning. But it seems like Circe has a lover she can't forget. That has passed away. And now we're just waiting to see what happens, I guess. She sinks away from the crowd, seeking shelter in the shadows of the nearest alleyway. Shit. So this is it. All those years lead to this? She's still doing the exact same bullshit she used to do when she was trailing after him, only now she's doing it alone. And to what end? What is the point of living like this? Hell, can you even call it living? What? She almost doesn't dare say it. What if I just ended it? She's already died once. Her second death doesn't even have to count. Some might call it suicide, but Circe has... Oh, Circe? Yeah, Circe gave up on heaven a long time ago. If such a place even exists, she was barred from entry many murders ago. All things must end someday anyway. Perhaps it's my turn now. The thought brings her a strange sense of peace. She slows her heart down, leans her head back against the brick wall, and just listens. Wait, I'm gonna save real quick. Oh, can I save? Yes. No. There we go. She hears traffic. She hears laughter. She hears music. She hears colleagues stumbling to their next bar, arguing over who owes the next round. She hears couples spilling out of the cinema, giggling and necking and whatever couples do. If she really strains her ears, she can even hear a couple of homeless drunks laughing their asses off over a joke that definitely doesn't deserve such unfiltered plea. It all sounds like life. Fuck. Oh, so many words. No wonder. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to restrict this afterwards, but lots of fucks. All these years. All these years. She's ready to kick the bucket because what? Because he is gone? She can't even make it a year without him? How's that fair? It's not. It's not fair at all. It's stupid. It's stupid, it's stupid, and worst of all, it's humiliating. She's mourned enough. Doubted her decisions enough. She wants to live, so she's going to live. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. She'll keep going out of pure fucking spite if that's what it takes. Oh shit! Something drives through her chest, nearly missing her undead heart. Thump. 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 That's a heartbeat. Beating so violently, it has to hurt. It takes her longer than it should to remember that it can't be hers. Who is out here doing stuff already? It's been like 60 minutes into the game. Her eyes shift from the improvised stake in her chest to the man responsible for it. Owie? Yeah. Perhaps he's more of a boy than a man. Can't be older than she was, but she was changed. Not that any of that matters right now. Stake to the heart? How medieval of you. The man? Boy? Doesn't respond. He's busy watching in horror as she rips the stake out of her chest. She doesn't flinch at the pain. It's there, like an insistent little bug, but it doesn't really hurt. Never does anymore. If I may offer you some advice for the next time you try to murder one of us, don't bother with the classics. Crosses, garlic, and all that nonsense. None of it works. Except the sun. But she's not stupid, so she's omitting that part. Don't be afraid. She takes a step forward. He's trembling now, but still, not a word. Oh, okay, I like the sprite animations. You're the one who tried to kill me. Shouldn't I be the one to fear you? She catches her right hand before it touches his face. She hadn't even realized she was reaching for him. It's a bad habit of hers. She's always cold, so she's always reaching for warmth. Why don't we play a game? Why don't you guess what can kill me? She doesn't like the silence. She wants to make him talk. If you get it right, I'll even reward you. Generous, no? More silence. Is this some trick? I find you vaguely entertaining, so I tend to let you keep your life either way. Still, silent. She stomps her foot, frustration sleeping through. You're not gonna talk to me at all? It's not even meeting her eyes anymore. She follows his gaze downwards. Ugh, Ben. Interesting choice of priorities. Checking out my boobs at a time like this. What? No, that's vile. I would never do that. That's what makes him speak. He speaks. Well, now I'm offended. What's wrong with my boobs? Nothing. I think. I mean, I want to know because I wasn't looking at your chest area. I'm not that kind of man. Then, what kind of man are you? He ignores the question. I was looking at that! He gestures wildly to the hole into her chest. Oh! Or rather, where the hole used to be, less than a minute ago. It already healed, like it was never there. Another reason luck isn't on your side tonight. I just fed. What? I just fed, so I heal faster. The blank, stupid look on his face is oddly endearing. Do you know nothing about our biology? Idiot. What'd you say to me? I called you idiot. Would you like me to repeat that? He whips out a knife she already knew was hiding in the pocket of his coat. Don't patronize me. He points the blade at her. Or call me an idiot. If you behave like an idiot, I'm gonna call you an idiot. Simply smarten up if it bothers you. You think I care what you think of me, you leech? Evidently, you're not particularly good at hiding your thoughts. Why are you dragging this out? I'll never beg a vampire for my life, if that's what you're waiting for. So just kill me and be done with this already. She sort of, kind of, not really, tries to stifle her laugh. It pisses him off even more. What's so funny? Sorry, it's just your accent. I only realized it now, but it's so British. Ah! I wasn't trying to do a British accent, but maybe I should have been doing a British accent. OMG. Anyways. Welcome to North Haven, England. Where quite literally everyone talks like this. Oh, so that's where we are? Sorry, I read that wrong. She looks around, taking in her surroundings for the first time. She's not sure how she got here. But it doesn't matter anymore, does it? She's here now. You're not from here. What gave it away? Your accent. Are you American? When it's convenient. Suppose it doesn't matter where you're from. You still fit in perfectly with the other bloodthirsty freaks in this city. Ha! You amuse me. I definitely can't kill you now. Why not? Why, you almost sound disappointed. Of course not. But it doesn't matter what I want. You should do it anyway. Why? Because we can't both walk away from this. It doesn't work that way. Says who? He rolls his eyes. How about this? You don't kill me first, I'm going to stab you in the back as you walk away. With that silly little kitchen knife? I've seen babies with stronger grips on their toys than you've got on that. His grip loosens. Meanwhile, I could kill you with minimal effort. Right here, right now. I could snap your skinny little neck with my bare hands and not even break a sweat. Only, that wouldn't be fun, now would it? I don't kill as often as you may think, so I like to take pleasure in it when I do. I'll make it slow. Slice your neck, but keep the cut shallow enough that I have to suck the blood out. Prefer to drink straight from the tap, you see. More intimate that way. Once I've drained you, I'll dump your corpse behind one of those bins and skip town. By the time someone finds you, I'll be long gone. Nobody will even know I was here. He lowers his knife, averting his eyes to stare at nothing in particular. Do what you want. There's no one left who would care enough to try to find me anyway. She recognizes the frustration in his eyes all too well. She's seen it countless times in her own reflection. Monsters took someone from him, just like a monster once took someone from her. Well, no one will have to. As I keep saying, I'm not going to kill you. He hurries to object, but she lifts a finger. That's enough to shut him up. And you can't kill me. You're bold, I'll give you that. But I don't think you can even kill the weakest of us. You're not strong enough. And that's not an insult. Or a slight against your ego. Or an attempt at undermining you. It is simply fact. You are too weak. Don't you think you're underestimating me a little too much? No. I see exactly as you are. You are no threat to me. You're no threat to anyone. You want revenge, but for whatever reason, you can't kill the one you actually want dead, so you poured all your resentment into the first vampire you could find. Me, apparently. Maybe you thought I'd be an easy kill. Maybe you really thought you could do it. But if I had to guess, I think you knew you would fail. I think you wanted to die. Ooh, angry face. I imagine you changed your mind by now. Staring death in the face, you're no longer so tough. Still, your pride prevails, so even if anything I just said happened to be the truth, you never admit to it. Would you? He drops the knife on the ground, and Circe knows she's got him. He's not weak because he feels weak. Oh, he's not weak because he feels fear, hello? Or because he still looks at her like she's a person, deserving of empathy. Or worse, sympathy. He's weak because he was born that way. Circe was stronger when she met the one who made her. Her maker has spent an eternity mastering the art of pretending to be something he'd never be again. Yet when she laid eyes on him, she's still seeing what he really was. A monster. But even knowing that, she's still lost to him. She's still been too weak. Not anymore, though. If you like, I could teach you. Seeing his confusion, she elaborates. How to kill vampires, I mean. You would teach me how to kill your own kind? Yeah, why not? No matter how much of an idiot you think I am, surely you'd think I'd believe that's a genuine offer. You're kind prey on the weak, but you're loyal to your own. Even I would know that much. He's not wrong. Contrary to popular belief, most vampires are social creatures. They thrive when they are together. In theory, at least. Reality is more complicated. It's frowned upon, I know, but I don't mind offending people. As a matter of fact, it might just be my favorite pastime. So, it's not just me. You're insufferable with everyone. How dare you? But yes, I am. She offers her hand with a smile far too dangerous for anyone sensible to trust. What do you say? We have a deal? Only an idiot would strike a deal with a devil like you. Or someone moderately desperate. A moderately desperate idiot, then. Sighing, he takes her hand. She backs back, a grin. Before I forget, what's your name? Edgar James Thorne. That sounds so pretentious. I'm just gonna call you Eddie, okay? If you must. What about you? What's your name? If I told you, would you even use it? Well, yes. That's what people do, isn't it? Call each other by one another's names? It's been a while since anyone has used her name, but she supposes it would be rude to withhold it from him now. They call me Circe. Circe? So may you. His grip on her hand tightens. I want to ask you something, Circe. Yes? When you've taught me all that you can, what's gonna stop me from killing you? She allows herself that grin now, showing him all of her teeth. Nothing but your own compassion. North Haven 1986. Gotta make sure I'm reading that properly. Got some flashing lights. We're in the underground somewhere. And we got graffiti, a bodyguard. Seems like we're entering a potentially dangerous place. So we'll have to see how this goes. Okay, but give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna mute the mic for a second. One moment. Sorry, my model probably like freaked out just now, but alright. North Haven 1986. Sorry, not 1800s. Okay, hello, trying to read their lips. I'm speaking to the forest creatures. Alright, but we're back, let me save real quick actually. Not much has happened in terms of choices. In terms of choices, not much has happened. Alright. Finding Elysium is difficult. The dark doesn't bother Circe the way it might others. Even if it did, she's navigated these tunnels enough times to remember each step. It's getting inside that poses some trouble. It wasn't always such a hassle. Circe was once a regular at Elysium, cautiously welcomed by its patrons, because of her relationship with Lazarus. Oh, can I click on this? Oh, wait, there was things I could click on? Guys, it was all in a different font and not font, like color and everything, and I just didn't think about clicking on it. So, we know that the maker, the creator of another vampire, it is the duty of the vampire's creator to mentor their apprentice, but this tradition isn't always followed by the clanless. Vampires abandoned by their creators are often at a disadvantage in the world, especially in vampiric society. Okay. And we got Lazarus, the founder of Elysium. Lazarus is a gifted vampire, but the specifics of his powers are an open secret few dare to mention to his face. Despite his penchant for dramatics and his infamous reputation as the hedonistic drunkard? I don't know how to pronounce this word. Lazarus is still deeply beloved by his patrons, who teasingly refer to him as their prince. Lazarus also happens to be the only boyfriend Circe's ever had. When their tumultuous relationship ended some years ago, Lazarus didn't take it very well and indefinitely banned Circe from Elysium. Rumor has it that the two have been acquaintances long before they ever stepped foot in North Haven. Monikers, Prince of Elysium, Laz, asshole, dickhead, etc., etc. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'll take a large Coke and a 10-piece nuggie. Maelo on mute. I was not ordering food, I promise. I already had my lunch before stream, so I'll be good for food in the meantime. Alright, it's been 6 or so years now since she's been warned to never show her face here again. Of course, the Flintley ban has never stopped her before, nor will it stop her tonight. The bouncer standing guard cuts straight to the point. Guys, because my voice condition isn't the best right now. I'm not gonna be able to do a wide range of voices, but I'm gonna try my best. Bouncer, I'm just gonna talk normally. Since you managed to find your way here, I take it you got an invite. It's not a question. Lazarus paid a pretty penny for the spells and ensure only those with an invitation will ever reach Elysium. Fortunately for Circe, no one remembered to amend those spells when she was banned. Aw, you recognize me? We finally get to see her! Look at her! She's so pretty! Like, I seriously really love her design. So I'm glad we finally get to see her sprite. Should I? Yes. But, given that she doesn't recognize him either, he's probably new. Lucky me. What do they call you? Vampire names. When a vampire is born, the makers, sometimes their clan, will grant them a new name. It is not only a sign that they have been reborn, but also a symbol that they have been embraced by their new kin. Of course, there have been exceptions. This is where a vampire creator has allowed them to choose their own name. However, it's most likely, it would most likely be assumed that their kin has decided to not accept you as one of their own. When asking for a vampire for their name, it's customary to ask what do they call you or what do they know you as. Interesting. He might not recognize her, but he'll definitely have been warned of her name. She thinks quickly. Donna. It's not gonna be on the list, but it doesn't need to be. That's what her talent is for. Okay, more backstory. Gifts are innate powers. Bast. Oh my god, guys, I am not reading properly today. Passed down from generation to generation through vampiric bloodlines. The further away you are from the primordials, the original line of vampires, the weaker your gift will be. Most modern vampires do not have a gift, making it a symbol of status to have one, even though some gifts might arguably be more of a curse than a blessing. Talents or abilities nearly any vampire can learn, but only if the ability is taught by another vampire. Okay. And then we'll probably pause there. Donna. Flips to the guest list till he hits the bottom of the last page. Yeah, no. No Donna. Takes a more aggressive stance, but it's all bravado. He reeks of insecurity. She will gladly exploit that. It's been a while, hasn't it? I might be rusty. Oh my god, now we got choices. Alright. Yes, I would like to save. Okay. Now we return. Uh-oh. I think I clicked on something else on accident. Alright, there we go. Seduce him, intimidate him, persuade him. Personally, when it comes to games like these, I try to go with persuasion first. But I don't know if I have like they call it, like a skill set bar, like pointage system. Like I don't know if this is like a D&D-esque thing where it's like you have so many points for any one of these skills, or if it's just like what will work the best. To some, all three of those are the same. You're right. To some, all three of those are indeed the same. So I'm trying to think like what would work better. I will try with persuading him. I have saved, so if anything goes wrong, I can go back to intimidate, and then last but not least, seduce. Persuade! Ha! Well, of course I'm not on that list. I'm not one of your every night patrons. I've been personally invited by your boss. The bouncer shuffles his feet, red eyes running over her form. When Circe smiles, he nervously smiles back. You're certainly his type. Still, I can't let you in on your word alone. If you wait here, I'll quickly inform with Nisha. Who is Nisha? Elysium's manager, as well as Lazarus's right-hand woman. She may only be human, but her street smarts have earned her the reluctant respect of Elysium patrons. Okay, interesting. Circe rests a hand on his bare forearm, leaning forward with a dangerous grin. You should trust me. I have no reason to lie to you. Right? Right. That was easy. Compulsion isn't mind control. She can't force people to entirely transgress their own nature. A vampiric ability that allows one to induce others to follow their will. Okay, interesting. Simply sways people in certain directions. Different methods. Seduction, intimidation, persuasion work on different people. The weaker the will, the farther she can push them. Okay, so when she does that analysis of like how weak their will is, I guess that indicates like what level of persuasion tactic, I will call it, we should use. So I'll have to keep that in mind. With enough practice and the right target, she can convince someone to do almost anything. Now, may I come in? What? Oh yeah, of course you can. He shakes his head, still in a daze, and steps aside. Sorry about that. We'll get us sorted with Nisha, so you're on the list next time. How sweet of you. And just like that, she's in! We're in, guys! Oh, it seems like they even got like a little stage. Got a bar. Elysium. The only sanctuary in the city for the creatures of the night. Since the 70s, Elysium's been in, oh god, Epicurean haven for mamps to gather and feast without repercussions. Donors. What they call the humans selling their blood here. Some of them are natural masochists, taking pleasure in being fed on. Others are only here to make some good money. Real! Most are here for both, and a select few loonies come here with the dreams of one day becoming vampires themselves. So, like, it seems like in this world there's a pretty big, what do you call it, like, knowledge that vampires exist, and that they're a thing, and that there are ways to kill them. So I don't think they're necessarily hidden, per se, but it does definitely seem like, I guess monsters in this world don't have a good reputation, considering this is one of the only havens in the city. Also, what is this? Glassary! Okay. Right, because they call it a sanctuary. Vampire-exclusive establishment of any kind. Though they are commonly places of culture and entertainment, such as bar clubs and theaters. Okay, interesting. But to my knowledge, few, if any, have yet had the honor of experiencing the change. Vampire exclusive oh wait, no. The change is the act of vampire bestowing vampirism upon a mortal. Interesting. It's nearly been years since Circe last set foot in Elysium. Oh, nearly been a year. One quick look around probably reminds her why she's been avoiding the hellhole. Nothing's changed. Everything's exactly the same. Circe inhales, her stale lungs breathing in the irresistible saccharine scent of blood. Wow. I swear I know what these words are, I just can't pronounce them. The familiarity should comfort her. In a city that's rapidly changing, more so now than ever, Elysium's been one of her only constants. But it gets so damn boring. Among the 40 to 50 something vamps who permanently reside in North Haven, Circe can count on one hand which ones aren't regulars at Elysium. They're a tight-knit group who come here night after night to dance, drink, and smooch. As for what brings Circe herself here tonight, same reason she always comes to Elysium. She's looking for someone. Let's see. She double checks the picture the client provided. It's an old photograph. A blonde guy, cute enough if you're in his age group, with baby blue eyes and a smile that's up to no good. Basically, I'm looking for a less alive version of this guy. Cool. She scans the dance floor for a mop of blonde curls, but there's no one. Either our intro was off and he's not here yet, or like most of us, he's taking on a different look in his new life. It's annoying. It's annoying they don't have a more recent picture, but this is what the client offered. And Edgar couldn't find anything more recent. Wait, Edgar is not the other character, right? That we can play as? No, the other character that we could play as is Dante. Who's Edgar again? Do we have an Edgar? Maybe that's the client? Okay. For now, she should find someone who might have a better idea where she can find him. Alright. Save real quick. Edgar was the British guy? British nerd. Got it. Thank you. I'm so bad with keeping track of names, apparently. Okay. Find Nisha, find Lazarus. I feel like going immediately towards the owner of this establishment, especially since we have such a, like, bad... What do you call it? Like, such a bad relationship with this guy probably isn't the best idea, so I think we'll talk to Nisha first. If that also turns out to be a bad idea, well, maybe there are no good ideas to be found. So let's go with Nisha first. Alright, Lazarus might have founded Elysium, but his right hand... Oh, it's his right hand who runs the place. As a human, Nisha hadn't been a popular choice for the job. She found hard to earn the Patreon's respect. Now everyone, human or vampire, in Elysium turns to Nisha when they've got a problem. And anyone who messes with Elysium's equilibrium will also have to answer to her wrath. I'll have to talk to her if I want to get anything done. Ignoring the urge to make the objectively worst decision. Okay, Circe goes look for Nisha. We dodged a bullet. For now. It doesn't take long to find her. She's at her favorite spot. Leaning back against the bar, a cig hanging haphazardly from her red lips. The way her eyes curve in amusement when she spots Circe says more than words ever could. I don't know what voice to give her. Is that who I think it is? Welcome back from the dead, babe. I wouldn't call Nisha a friend, but we do get along. It helps that Nisha's a businesswoman. Though her loyalties will always be to Lazarus and Elysium, Nisha appreciates making a little extra on the side when she can. Only, instead of selling her blood, she sells information. That makes her more valuable to Circe than any donor ever could be. Miss me? I guess. It does get pretty dead around here without you. No pun intended. She puts out her cig on the bar counter. Where have you been this past... Shit, has it been a year already? Has it been a year already? Yes, I read that properly. Tell the truth, refuse to answer, avoid the question. I might have accidentally clicked on tell the truth. Yep, I totally did. Or did I go back? Oh no, I did go back. Alright, we're chilling. Alrighty, so... We either tell her the truth, refuse to answer, or avoid the question. Given that Circe, if I'm pronouncing her name right, I might be pronouncing it wrong. Given that Circe, doesn't seem like she was having a pretty good, a good time. I kind of want to avoid the question. I don't think... She said they're not close friends, so I don't think it's smart to tell her the truth. I don't know. I feel like in information dens, in any story with, information dens, it's always better to not be 100% truthful with something. So, I'm gonna avoid the question. Been keeping tabs on me, I see. Lazarus's orders. I knew he was spying on me. Asshole. Don't take it personally. Or do. Doesn't make much of a difference to me. Now, stop avoiding my question. What question? Where have you been? Here and there. Avoiding us? It's a good thing. Wouldn't it be terrible if I came around too often and you grew bored of me? Impossible, and you know it. The most interesting person I've ever met. You need to meet more people then. Nisha relents, raising her hands in a half-assed gesture of peace. Fine, keep your secrets, if they're so precious. Shall do. Nisha tips her head towards the bar. How about a drink before you share what brings you here? My treat. I'm good. You're turning down a free drink? I'm not thirsty. Nisha smiles like she doesn't believe her. And she would be right not to. The thirst is never fully satisfied. Fortunately, Nisha's a lot more respectful of boundaries than Circe's ever been, so she knows not to push it. You don't mind if I make myself one, do you? Be my guest. Nisha slips behind the counter, playfully hip-checking the bartender on service to make more space for her. The bartender shakes their head at her with a smile. Nisha, trying to steal my job again? Work harder and I won't be able to. Who's this? Alright, dude, meet Circe. Circe, this is... Actually, I don't think I care. But you just asked. You know what? Never mind. Jude looks more amused than offended. So, you're the one they call Circe. Weren't you banned for... forever? No one actually cares about that, except maybe Lazarus, depending on his mood. Then why do you continue to make it a pain in the ass for me every time I visit? Doesn't matter? You always find a way in, don't you? No thanks to you. Circe eyes Jude, who is watching their interaction with strange interest. You're new. Sort of. Jude, you said? Yeah. Like, song? Their skin can't flush, but they still look bashful. Like the song. Circe's attention returns to Nisha. Why are there so many new faces? First the bouncer, now this one. Jude isn't new. They've worked here for quite a while now. Used to be a donor, actually. Circe doesn't bother hiding her surprise. Lazarus actually changed one of them? No, not Lazarus. Not directly, at least. Another vampire passing through town lost control of his hunger. Drank too much. You know how it goes. Dang, so he got turned kind of against his will, I guess. Depends on what happened in this situation, but I'm assuming if he used to be a donor and then suddenly he's not a donor, then there's probably a reason for that. So, you know. Oh my god, okay. Sorry, I thought I still had the witch hat on the screen and I was gonna be like, wait! That's not supposed to be there! Alright. We're chilling though. Okay. Continuing. You know how it goes? Alright. Lazarus made him change me. Nisha's frowning, but then she noticed Circe watching her and fakes a smile. He saved their life. He did. He really did. More like he ruined it. You wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place if Lazarus hadn't hired you. What happened to the one who made you? Nisha answers for them again. Oh, he's dead. Like, dead. Good riddance. I suppose congratulations are in order, Jude. You survived your fangling year. What is that? A slang term used to refer to newborn vampires. After a year has passed, given that the vampire didn't get themselves killed one way or another, one will no longer be considered a fangling. I see. Okay. It was an interesting experience. Your first year after the change is never easy, but under the right guidance, it's manageable. June may not have had their marker by their side, but the Elysium vamps still look out for each other, as long as it's convenient. It's nice to meet you at last. Lazarus talks about you so much. I've always felt like I already knew you. Oh yeah? What's he been saying? Nothing nice. The other night he went on a roundabout you for hours. Said that in almost 200 years of unlife. I like that term, unlife. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, it's a little silly. You're the worst bat he's ever met. Lazarus needs to practice his insults if that's the best he's got. I'm disappointed. Oh, he said far worse. Just didn't think it polite to repeat. That's just how he expresses his affection. He's a sentimental soul. Think that's enough shit-stirring for one night, Jude. Back to work. Yes, ma'am. Jude spares Circe one last glance and a brief smile. And then it's only her and Nisha again. Nice kid. They're older than you in mortal years. Like I said, nice kid. Nisha's eyes never leave the drink she's mixing. Circe still feels watched. So, if you're not here to keep me company, why are you here? I'm looking for someone. You'll have to be a little more specific. Circe holds up the target's photo for Nisha to see. He's a Fangling. I don't know why they call him, but our client says he's been lurking around Elysium the past couple of nights. I'm hoping I'll find him here tonight, too. Nisha isn't even looking. Circe pushes. Recognize him? No one sets foot inside Elysium without Nisha knowing. Nisha knows Circe knows that, which is why they both know it's total bullshit when Nisha barely glances at the picture before she shrugs. Boys like that are too a penny in North Haven. What makes you think I would remember? Here we go. Unless you got something to help me remind me? You only get greedier and greedier. Thankfully, greed is easy to work with. Circe slides a few pounds over the counter. Nisha's quick to tuck it away inside her pocket. Ah yes, the good old money info exchange. Alright. Suddenly she's got a bounty of information to share. They call him Seth. And your intel's not wrong. He's a Fangling, and he's a fairly fresh one, too. Maybe a couple weeks dead, give or take. He has no one. Whoever made him, they're no longer in the picture. Which doesn't spell great odds for him in this world. He's only been here twice before. But he should be here tonight, unless he's too scared. Why would he be scared? He's been on trial so far. If he wants to stay on the list, he needs to start paying. But without a job, or someone to sponsor his undead life, well, let's just say his options for gathering enough money aren't exactly legal. Not that we care how he earns his keep, as long as it doesn't bring us any unwanted attention. So now that you're after him, I guess I can forget about all that? He definitely won't be able to pay after you're done with him. I'd say I'm sorry, but you're not. I know. He just trains her drink into a chilled martini glass. Can I ask what he did? I'm sure you already know. Why pretend you don't? Nisha sips her drink. Circe waits. If I let you do this, I don't need your permission. Nisha rolls her eyes. Fine, you're right. I know Seth's a piece of shit and doesn't even deserve to exist. But most of Elysium's clientele, including yourself once upon a time, are pieces of shit who should be dead. Doesn't mean you can kill all of them. I'm only allowing it this time because Seth isn't a regular piece of shit. He's a piece of shit whose body count is gonna lead the pigs to our doors. And I really, really, really don't want to see Orion's holier-than-thou mug more than I absolutely have to. Orion, an inspector in the Supernatural Crime Division, making him Dante and Raoul's superior officer. We would have known who Orion is if we had been on the other side of things. Despite being a vampire, Orion has a human family. Both his wife and his daughter are aware of his identity and job. Wait. Officially, Orion's daughter Alice is adopted and not his biological child. Vampires shouldn't be able to have children. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, human family, but a vampire? What? Making Alice a miracle that has to be kept secret. If her identity identity gets out might catch the attention of questionable people. Interesting. Okay. So whatever plan you got going, whatever you plan doing to Seth, spare me the gory details. The less I know, the better for us both. Go ahead. Just don't do it anywhere near Elysium. We have a zero-tolerance policy towards violence between vamps here, in case you forgot. How's that going for you, by the way? Just asking, since your zero-tolerance policy towards me is hardly being enforced. You're already banned. What are we supposed to do, you? Ban? What are we supposed to do? Ban you again? You can unban me. You're not going to put any real effort into keeping me out. Nisha attempts a wary smile, but ends up sighing instead. You act like it was my decision. Oh, right. I almost forgot. No matter how much you like to pretend otherwise, you're still Laz's little minion. Fuck off. You don't even like it here, babe. Every time you come, all you do is complain, complain, complain. And you should know better than to take this personally. You dated him, you know. Oh, you know what Lazarus is like. Love and hate, romance and violence, making love and fucking. It's all the same to the beautiful, messed up mind of his. Another sip of her drink. For what it's worth, he really does miss you. Meanwhile, I couldn't be happier to be rid of him. Nisha sighs. Nisha? Hello? Nisha sighs again, more amused and annoyed this time. Is it because your kind has too much time on your hands that you waste so much of it? I guess you'll find out on your own, assuming things go the way you want them to. Nisha drops the grin. She wants to be one of them. She's never dared say it out loud, at least not to Circe, but it's obvious to anyone who pays enough attention. Interesting, yeah. So I was wondering about what Nisha's role was here, because if you climb up the ranks enough to be Lazarus's right-hand woman, she must have done quite a bit to earn her keep there, despite being a vampire, or not a vampire, sorry, despite being a human. But I was wondering, did she want to become a vampire, or was she just there for the vibes, you know? So now I'm just wondering why hasn't she become a vampire? Now personally, I would never wish to change upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. But every now and then I'll meet someone who thrives in the night. Someone who might as well have been born to be one of us. Nisha's exactly like that. But Circe will never change her, and unless Lazarus permits it, neither will any of the other vampires that hang around Elysium. Nisha's only chance is Lazarus. Well, we'll see how that turns out for her. Speaking from experience, he loves to disappoint. Back to the Fangling. Will you keep an eye out for him, please? Pretty please? Alright, alright. I'll even send him your way if I see him. In return, you'll make sure he's dealt with far away from here. Deal? Sure. I'm serious, Circe. Unless you want Lazarus to learn of our little partnership. Circe couldn't care less if Lazarus learns that Nisha's been working with her detective agency for years now. It's not her who's going to get in trouble. It'll be Nisha, his right hand who gave away intel on his clients at his club. But it'd be inconvenient to lose our best informant. Also, Eddie would nag about it for nights. I'll be discreet. Don't worry. Oh, hello? Oh no! I think I skipped some of the dialogue. Wait, take me up! Take me back! Okay. Be discreet, no worries. On. There you go. That's all I ask. Now we can move on. Not much time passes before one of Elysium's goons notifies Circe of the Fangling's arrival. Looks like Nisha's fulfilled her end of the bargain. Now it's Circe's turn. Moments later, Circe finds Seth loitering near the stage. She was right to assume that he's changed the photograph. He's at least a few years older, though still young enough to have just graduated university. He shaved off the baby fat and grown a mediocre mustache, but the cheeky smile he shoots her way is identical to the one in the picture. For a split second, Circe hesitates. He still looks so young, so full of life even in death. Then she remembers what he's done. She remembers the woman he hurt. He remembers he deserves this. Dang, she looks angry. She's just like, we're not letting this slide. Which, actually, reminds me that I need to check something real quick. Alright. Hey. He's grinning from ear to ear. A little too brightly for someone who's supposed to be dead, as she closes in. Well, hello there. What do they call you? Doesn't matter. You're welcome to call me whatever you want. Really? Typical of a fangling, Seth is a slave to his own impulses. Perhaps he's merely deferring to her as an older vampire. Or he simply can't help his excitement at a woman showing interest in him first. Either way, she smiles, deciding there's no point in wasting time. Seduction has always come easiest to her. Which, actually... something I forgot to put in the Twitch side of things. Before I forget. Alright. Seduction has always come easiest for her, meaning... Oh god, alright. Depending on how things go, I may or may not be able to show the next scene on YouTube, but I don't know how far she'll go with things, so we'll see. We'll see. You should come somewhere with me. Somewhere more private. Seth lunges at the opportunity without reservation. Sure, when? I could go anytime. Now? Where to? She has her disgust behind a well-timed giggle. Come with me. She slips a hand into his and guides the overly eager vamp through the crowd. The bouncer who almost didn't let her in earlier still guards the entrance. He doesn't see any... God. He doesn't say anything when he sees them, simply watching as they disappear down the dark tunnel. When they get out of the tunnels, Circe leads Seth through the streets with confidence, knowing exactly where to bring him. What is that sad face for? It's where I met Eddie for the first time 20 years ago. I spared his life that night, but I've ended many lives there since to make up for it. Wait, so 20 years have passed? Brother, I did not get that. But I was like, she seems oddly close with Eddie now. Interesting. Seth doesn't shut up once. Never been a man before. Is it better than sex with humans? Shouldn't we get some blood first? He enjoys the sound of his own voice too much. Not even once does he question her silence. Oh boy. Brother is gonna die. Circe stops at the end of a dingy alley. Alley? Yeah, far away from Elysium to maintain her end of the deal. Seth looks around with a frown. Want to do this here? Wouldn't a nice girl like you prefer a hotel? Not a girl. Seth's jaw drops stupidly. You mean... I was referring to my age. Oh, yeah, of course not. I'm sure you're... experienced. Anyway, I'd invite you back to mine, but I don't, have a place yet. Oops. I didn't mean to do that, my bad. Just rolled into North Haven the other night. Still getting my shit sorted out. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. She ignores him, letting him laugh nervously to himself as she looks around, checking there's no junkies or creeps hiding around the corner. Seems it's just the two of us here. And he's back to being excited. God, this guy! He's cringe. He's cringe, but he doesn't know any better. Oh, you dirty girl. You gotta keep doing it outside, yeah? Ew. We picked a great spot then. No way anyone will find us here. As long as we're on the same page. Oh, dang! She lunges for him, grabbing him by the throat and shoving him up against the wall. God! He doesn't need air to survive, but he's forgotten that he's in a panic. He gasps desperately, clawing at the hand wrapped tight around his neck. Circe stares into his eyes the entire time. She doesn't want to miss the moment the fight leaves him, the moment he realizes he doesn't stand a chance. Wait, there's something... Hold on, I was reading this too quickly, but I want to go back a couple of steps. So, ga, and then... Split switch. He gets desperately clawing at the hand wrapped tightly around his neck. Okay, interesting. Right, I read this. Next. She's older. She's stronger. She's going to kill him. She's going to fucking kill him. Please. She only notices he's crying when a stray tear hits her skin. Typical. When threats don't work, they always resort to begging. Please don't. Please, I don't know what I've done to piss you off, but... She can feel the joy seeping out of her as Seth's crying grows louder. She forgot how annoying it can be to kill fanglings. They're too sensitive. Whether it's pain or pleasure, they feel everything too strongly. That's why they don't last long without an older vampire to guide them in their first year. Leave them to their own antics and they'll fuck like rabbits and die like cattle. Why are you doing this to me? Quit wailing and I'll get to that part. It's a little hard not to wail when you're about to kill me, but sure, I'll be bloody quiet. I forgot we're in England. She lifts her chin, daring him to speak another word. I'm waiting. Perfect. Listen, I think we can both agree you've been stupid. Least you could have done is be more careful with where you take your meals. Not eating as many sheep from the same pen. Then maybe no one would have noticed. But no. On top of that, you're a child just enough to play with your food and leave evidence behind. She sees the exact moment her words start to seep into his dumb little brain. The games you weren't any fun for your playmates, were they? Of course, you liked it. Oh, you liked it, they didn't like it. Didn't you? That's what this is about? They were fucking into it. And you talk like I've been touching them. I haven't. I never said that. I'm not sick. My mom taught me better. I see. So, she warned you not to stick your dick where it's unwanted. She forgot to tell you not to eat people. Because that's what, normal human moms would say, right? Don't eat people, that's bad. Don't bother denying it. You torture them, Seth. Snack on their flesh while they still breathe. So what if I like to steal bite? Their blood is good enough to drink, but their flesh is too dirty for us? Every vampire's tried meat once. Yes, even you. I bloody know you have. And like I already told you, they fucking enjoyed it. Her fingers twitch, her grip on his throat threatening to tighten. Did they tell you that before or after you drained to defile them? I asked them personally, but last I checked, the dead don't talk. Which is funny coming from a vampire. Well, with the exception of us. But what does that even matter? Aren't we the same? Aren't we? Then you should know it isn't fair to judge me. We're fucking vampires! Apex predators! Top of the food chain! Who cares what happened to cattle? God, can you get any more cliche? See, that's the problem with vampires like yourself. You have no regard for consequences. You think that just because you can, you should. Well, let me clue you in on a little secret. Oh, she squeezes hard, strangling him. I did not realize there was gonna be some sound effects. Interesting. You shouldn't have. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. Release him. You've got to be kidding me. Release him. I will not repeat myself. There's only one vampire in the city who would dare order Circe around like that. Oh shit! Abra Zas? Abra. I'm assuming I pronounce this as Abra Zas. And if I am mistaken, please correct me. Captain of the SSF's North Haven branch, the lone vampire on his team. His agents respect him as a leader, but his loyalty to the SSF has made him unpopular with the local supernaturals. Rumor has it that Abaraxis? Oh, maybe that's how you pronounce that. Lived as an aristocrat, and he still owns a mansion somewhere in the outskirts of North Haven. Of course! Of course this guy has a mansion! I think this was romantic option number 1, if I'm not mistaken. That we've met so far. Right? Yes. Abaraxis? Alright. Again, if I'm mispronouncing anything, let me know. Because I definitely might be. If you rearrange the letters of his name, it spells sexy vampire, trust me. Oh my god! You know what? I could see it. I can see it. I can see it. He looks posh. Alright, I gotta give him a better voice. I feel like he would have a deeper voice, but guys, I am so limited with range, and I am not very good at voicing characters in the first place. But I try a little bit. Alright. It doesn't help that my nose is, like, pretty stuffed. So I'm sorry, guys. This is your final warning, Miss Circe. I strongly recommend you heed it. I heard you the first time, Abaraxis, but I'm not one of your lapdogs. Should ask nicely if you want me to do something for you. As if playing nice with you has ever done anyone any good. How would you know? You've never tried. They're trying to distract me, but your efforts are in vain. Tonight, I have even less patience for your antics than usual. Seth is under the protection of the Supernatural Secrecy Force. If you harm as much as a hair on his head, you will be in defiance of North Haven's supernatural law. Dang. Purely out of childish spite, she considers plucking a hair from Seth's head just to prove a point. He'll go back in seconds after all. What? Even the hair? So it's not just like they get, you know, their health back super quickly. Like if they get hurt, they regenerate quickly. But their hair also counts? Okay, that's a little unfair. I feel like that's a little unfair. You know, I may have healing magic, but that doesn't mean I can like regrow my hair whenever I want to. That's not how these things work, guys. Your Chuny voice would really fit, would be really funny for this guy. No, I think my Chuny voice might fit someone else. So I won't use it yet. There's someone else I think this would work for, potentially. That voice would work for. I don't know if we'll meet all the romance options, in today's stream. I'm not sure if I'll be able to fully complete the demo, but I'll get as far as I can. And then just a reminder, guys, the Kickstarter for this game is still going. There are 44 hours left to this game, so if you guys would like to check out the Kickstarter, here's the link. Putting it in chat right now. They still haven't met their goal, so any donations towards their Kickstarter would be appreciated. And then you guys could get some cool stuff too, depending on how much you donate. So I would definitely consider checking out their Kickstarter page. I'm definitely gonna sign up to the Kickstarter after this. I just haven't decided which tier I want to sign up for yet. I'm still deciding. Anyways, continuing. Release him. Let me handle him. Meh, it's not if this would be my first crime. I'm breaking at least 2 laws just tonight. This is a serious matter. How serious? I cannot say much. Just know that Seth is our only witness to an important investigation. I am? This guy has no clue about anything. He is? In her surprise, Circe drops Seth on his behind. Seth scrabbles to his feet, running to hide behind Abrax's imposing frame. It's hard to tell, but beneath that thick jacket, Abrax is hiding almost 6 feet and 5 inches of lean muscle. Damn, brother is tall. Also, I think if I'm seeing this correctly, I think he has white lashes, which I think is a nice addition. Because sometimes characters have like a certain hair color, but then their lash color doesn't reflect that hair color. If that makes sense. Just like makes sense depending on several things. But anyways, if only he'd use all those muscles for something productive, like throwing me around a bedroom. But I digress. Normally, no self-respecting vampire would run to an SSF agent for help. But Seth either doesn't know that, or yeah, no, he definitely has no respect for himself. Follow me. One of my agents is waiting for us around the corner. Hey, where do you think you're going? I'm not done with you. Abraxas answers without pause. I am. I'm not! I fail to see how that's my problem. Abraxas couldn't be more bored if he tried. It's infuriating how he always carries himself with perfect poise, even as his shoulders hang heavy with guilt he thinks no one can see. Thank you for not putting up too much of a fight this time, Miss Circe. I appreciate it when you're willing to collaborate. Like the rest of his good-for-nothing squad, Abraxas has never, not even once, flinched in the face of her wrath. But there's always a time for firsts. Collaborate? Want me to show you how I collaborate? She's so small! She storms up to him. Even in heels, she has to glare up at him, but the height difference has never intimidated her. This is unnecessary. I could hear you perfectly fine where you stood. Go fuck yourself. Not even a flinch. Very mature. You're more than welcome to waste my time any other night, Miss Circe. Just not this one. He tries to sidestep her, but she follows, blocking the path. Oh, I like this! The composition of this cutscene is very nice. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but I really love the art style and coloring of this game. Like, I think it's really, really lovely. I can see that the team has put in a lot of effort into this. Bro bleached his lashes? Nah, there's no way. There's no way he bleached his lashes. Only, like, 3 of his lashes, though. No, guys. I swear there's more than just 3 lashes. She follows, blocks his path. Alright. Don't pretend you're above this. You love arguing with me. That's what you're always in my business. Messing with my work. His brows furrow. It's the only hint that her words have affected him in any way. I am not in your business. You're in mine. Right, sure. That's why I stalked you here. Oh wait, that wasn't me. That was you! Oh please, I did not stalk you. And how'd you find us? Coincidence. Sure, coincidence. Coincidence? Seriously? That's the best you could think of? It isn't the first time you brought prey to this alley. I was in the area looking for Seth, and figured it would be worth a look. So he knows her habits. Alright. He just has 3 really big lash hairs, 1 on each side. He just trims the other ones in the middle. Imagine! It's a fashion choice, guys. It's a fashion choice. Keeping like 3... Well, I mean... Rather than 3 lashes, it feels like it's like 3 clusters of lashes. Maybe? Like if we were really think about like how this would work in real life. Like how you would pull off a look like that, it'd be like clusters of lashes, right? Anyways. So yes. It is nothing more than a coincidence that I found you. He moves to pass her again, but she moves again to block him. Do you even know who you're protecting here? Do you know what this bastard has done to his victims? He doesn't just drain them. He tortures them. It is just worse than death. You're one to talk. You just try to kill me! Seth pushes out his chest, mimicking Abrax's stance the best he can. This kid needs to shut up. You saw what she did? You saw everything, right, Captain? Quiet. The Seth only gets louder. You did! You saw how this she-devil threatened me! That's attempted murder! What are you waiting for? Do your job and arrest her! Circe doesn't rise to her own defense. There's no need, because she sees Abrax's response coming from a mile off. On what grounds? What? I just told you! She tried to murder me! That isn't something the SSF is concerned with. We cannot get involved every time there's a minor squabble between two supernaturals. But... shut it. Oh, I wish I could do double voice things, but I am limited in what I am capable of doing on stream. Guys, to this day, since I've gotten my stream deck, I have not set it up. If I had that set up, maybe I could do some more fun special effect things when I read visual novels. And I really do want to set it up for that purpose, but I keep freaking forgetting, guys. But soon. I will set it up soon. I promise. Actually, my main issue with why I haven't set up is because I need more USB ports. Because I've used up all the ones that are accessible to my PC right now, so I need more of that, but I'll deal with that another time. Stream decks are dope. They are great. They are fantastic tools. I just need to set it up. They trade a peeve glass of the unintentional coordination. After a stony stare, Abraxas is the first to break tense silence. You have no authority here, Miss Circe. Now go on your way, and I'll go on mine. The palm of his cold hand goes along the small of her back, gently pushing her aside. Then he grasps Seth by the elbow to drag him to the mouth of the alley. Circe follows them, right at their heels. What happens to him after you get what you need? We'll follow protocol and release him. But he's a criminal. Because he is predictable like that, Abraxas just offers her the usual spiel. The SSF is a counter-terrorism and intelligence agency. We investigate and neutralize supernatural threats for the greater good of society. We have neither the time nor a reason to trace down all the addicts, muggers, and vandals who haunt these streets. But even if I wanted to do something, we have no case against him. I cannot abuse the law by detaining him without proof of a crime. My word is your proof. Have I ever lied to you before? Many times. But I'm not lying this time! Abraxas pauses, turning to look at her. She meets his assessing stare with confidence. Huh? If you have proof that this vampire has violated supernatural law, you should gather your evidence and report it to the Supernatural Crime Division. I'll put in a word with the inspector, or whoever's on shift, to make sure he's looked into as soon as possible. And if he is indeed guilty of the claims you make, I'll personally ensure that he gets what he deserves. Now, will you please step aside and let me do my job? She steps back, hiding her fangs between tightly pressed lips. Fine. She's not gonna keep going to report shit. By the time they get through the backlog to his file, Seth will already have fled the city. She'll surrender him to SSF custody for now. There's no other option, but as soon as he gets out of their sight... Seth snickers under his breath. Says, you're right, you stupid... Oh! Oh, shit! What did he say? One second Seth's taunting her, the next he's curled up on the floor, clutching his broken nose as he cries out in pain. Oh, fuck! What was that for? It happened so fast she almost missed the look of uncharacteristic rage on Abraxas' face. Mind your tongue in the presence of a lady. Clearing his throat, he actually has the audacity to look sheepish when his eyes meet Circe's. We'll take a detour. The nose will heal before we reach the office. Or hope your car crash is on the way. For a split second, she thinks she sees the ghost of a smile grace his lips. Great. Now I'm hallucinating. Good night to you too, Miss Circe. At least he's got her back when, you know, guys be saying weird, outrageous things. He grabs the back of Seth's hoodie, effortlessly lifting him with one arm and carrying him out of the alley. She doesn't watch them leave. She's too pissed to spend another second here. Once she's certain she's alone, she transforms. Oh my god! You know, I wasn't sure what level of vampires we were because there's, in terms of like vampires and vampire tropes and like what powers they can have, depending on the story, some stories will stick pretty traditional and other stories will do like a twist on the vampire powers. Like some of them can step in sunlight with like some drawbacks, some other stories they can't step in sunlight. So so far with this story, it feels like it's following mainly the traditional like vampiric abilities. But that's not a bad thing because like anything, um, you know, in supernatural stories like these, that just kind of keeps like the adds more to the world. I don't know how else to word that. No way, is that Vernalier? Technically, yes, but also no. Vernalier is like a mix of a bat, cat, creature, lemur thing. Whatever a mashup of a cat slash a bat slash a lemur would look like, that's Vernalier. One day, you guys will have a proper introduction, but we'll have to wait for now. Uh, Once she's certain she's still alone, she transforms and flies into the night. Okay, I need a water. I need water. Alrighty. Oh, I like the BGM for this room. Circe flies through an open window of her flat. Miss Circe, Miss Circe, Miss Circe. She transforms just in time to land on her feet inside. Who the hell does he think he is? She stalks around the tiny space, tearing off clothes while cursing Abraxas in every language known to mankind. She's never known anyone more frustrating. This is fine, right? Her room is gonna burn down with all those candles laying around? Nah, they would never catch on fire, especially not the candles on the very far left that's very close to the curtain. That would never happen. On a side note, I think I may be a vampire because stabbing me in the heart with a stake will 100% kill me. Wait, no way, me too! Guys, are we all secretly vampires? I don't actually know if the stake method is actually what works, because she said that that's not the way to kill vampires. So I'm like, what is the way to kill vampires in the story? Sorry guys, I needed to take 1 second to blow my nose. Alright, what? Oh, whoops. She's never known anyone more frustrating. She pulls a stop in front of the mirror so she can adjust her underclothes and check her makeup. But her reflection makes her pause. Sometimes, I wish the myths were true and vampires didn't have reflections. When she sees herself in the mirror, she can never resist picking her appearance apart. The red lips, painted that color so her mouth would match her eyes. The black hair she frantically restyles with every change of the season. The body that stops aging the year she thinks she turned 22, only a few days short of 23. She tries carrying herself to show she's older than she looks, but staring herself down in the mirror, she can't help feeling hopelessly young. In the near 100 years of her existence, she reinvented herself dozens of times. So why do I still look so like the girl I used to be? I wish I could forget her, but every time I see myself, there she is. At least she's beautiful. Small mercy. I'm too old to mope around like this. Circe picks her clothes back up, slipping them back on. It's embarrassing, really, letting Abraxas shake her confidence like this. We have a pet cat? No way! She smirks. Back again, I see. She quiets her steps, sneaking around as she searches for the little intruder. Come out, wherever you are. She catches the culprit under a haphazardly discarded bra. Her neighbor's cat. Oh, not our cat. Dang it. We don't own the cat? That's so sad. Also, I don't know why, but I've, like, lost the chat. Hold on, let's see. Oh, so, 1 second, y'all. What was me? I look in the mirror and never age, and I'm a conventionally attractive woman who can get what she wants in most situations. You know, even if she had not, like, the thing is, even if she acknowledges the fact that she, you know, may be a beautiful woman that doesn't age and whatnot, I think what she's getting at, or at least this is my personal analysis of that scene, I think what she's getting at is mainly that the fact that she won't ever age, and I guess she might have a complex about looking younger than she actually is, maybe? I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't like looking young. Or at least that young. Life is too hard as an attractive vampire. Can't understand, guys. You don't understand. It's difficult being an attractive vampire. Ellie, the cat? How did you manage to escape your owners this time? Or it could be something deeper that we are not aware of yet. In terms of backstory. She puts... How do you... I don't know how to pronounce that. At Ellie, luring her from her hiding spot. She's not sure the sounds actually make a difference. The cat just seems to really like her. Or why else would you sneak in here all the time? She picks up the cat, cradling her in her arms and pressing a kiss to her head. Poor Miss Harris has to be worried sick about you. Wait here, I'll have Eddie take you home. Wait, does Eddie live with her? Hello? I'm just an ugly vampire and will be ugly forever. No! The thing is, beauty and what people consider ugliness is purely subjective, guys. Like, it's purely up to the eye of the beholder. Celebrities be like, you guys don't understand how hard it is to be attractive and wealthy. Oh my. I mean, for me personally, every trait comes with its fair shares of difficulties. Obviously, you know, some people may not have it as difficult as others, but difficulties are still difficulties, you know? I'll take that as a yes, ma'am. Good kitty. Downstairs, she finds Edgar, hunched over his nose buried in mountains of paperwork. He's changed! Also, is he one of the love interests? I can't remember. I think he might be one of the romance options. Yeah, Edgar is! He's part of the romance options now. And there's still 4 more we haven't met. So this is... We've met 2 out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 romanceable options, guys. Yippee! When Eddie's working, he might as well be dead to the rest of the world. Me when I log in. The only sign he's an actual living person and not a nearly realistic statue is when his hand moves to scratch at his 5 o'clock shadow. Sometimes it's all too easy to forget that Edgar isn't the same boy I met 20 years ago. Edgar is the only human companion she's ever had. She knows their relationship isn't conventional. Vampires don't keep the company of humans they aren't feeding on, or sleeping with, or planning to change. That Edgar isn't a blood bag, or a quick fuck, or a toy to her. He's a friend. Perhaps her only friend in this world. Oh my god, they become besties? You're already living together, so I would think he's a romance character. I mean, look, she just stated they're just friends, though. They're just friends. Nothing else is going on. Okay. Oops. Second, there we go. When we first met, we looked the same age. Perhaps that's why it feels so strange to watch him grow while I don't. Growing old suits him. Where he used to be cute, he's now handsome. At least in her opinion, that is. Scare him, spill into his lap? Let's scare him. I think that would be funnier. Bleh! Give me all your blood! What? And his surprise, the back of Edgar's hands knock over his coffee mug. Oops. Her quick reflexes let her catch it before any coffee spills. Knowing Edgar, he'll lose it if anything stains his precious documents. Edgar wipes the sweat from his brow, breathing out a faint sigh. That was close. As soon as his immediate relief is over, he scowls. You're a little old for peekaboo, don't you think? I'm a little too old for most things. If I let my age stop me, I would have a very boring eternity ahead of me. She sits down on the edge of his desk. You'll never guess what happened again tonight. Abraxas messed up the job, didn't he? She was talking about Ellie, but being reminded of Abraxas sours her mood. Yeah, but she said that after I sent my message, now I look dumb and it's her fault. It is not her fault. I live with my siblings. That doesn't mean they are romanceable. I guess that just means I don't have the Alabama DLC. That's a crazy thing to say. Oh my gosh. That's wild. That's wild. How'd you know? Heard you cursing up a storm upstairs. Ah, right. 10 floors. Oops. Edgar doesn't ask for details. Well aware Circe's will supply them regardless. It never takes much for her to go off on another one of her rants about Abraxas and the supernatural secrecy force. They've been a thorn in their operations since the very start. Separate from the Supernatural Crime Division, the SSF are an intelligence agency specialized in so-called counter-terrorism. Bluntly speaking, they've been ordered to do whatever it takes to ensure that the existence of supernaturals remains a secret from the larger world. Wait! So it's not a well-known fact that they exist. Okay. They spy and manipulate the narrative behind the scenes, only stepping forward when an incident grows big enough that it threatens exposure. On occasion, they even directly eliminate assumed threats. The SSF higher-ups are all mortals, but they send supernaturals like Abraxas to do the dirty field work for them. Many would insist that the SSF are a necessary evil, but everyone still thinks supernaturals who join up are sellouts. Innocence or guilt matters little to the SSF. Their job is, quite literally, to brush things under the rug, usually at the expense of non-humans. Cities that have experienced the rise of vampires don't let the SSF anywhere near if they can help it. But in places like North Haven, it's hard to get all the different non-humans to agree on anything other than not wanting humans to discover us. I'm not surprised they intervened again, but I am surprised they haven't shut Thorn investigations down yet. Given our egregious list of violations. Wait, so now I'm like, Edgar is British. I think we are in Britain. Or England. So technically, most of these characters should have British accents, but guys, I cannot pull off a proper British accent. It is not a natural thing for me to do. Sometimes I like to imitate it, but I don't think I could consistently imitate it, like a British accent. Careful, that almost sounded like a compliment. But Edgar's not wrong. Circe should be a major liability in the SSF's books. She's bent or outright broken their rules plenty of times. Yet Abraxas doesn't report half the stuff she gets up to. Interesting. I wonder why. Because of that, he now seems to believe she owes him some kind of favor. As if I ever asked for his help. You know what? Maybe he fancies you. Ooh! He's got a crush! My colossal ego is inclined to agree, but I don't think that's it. Besides, he's married? What the? Wait a second. Wait. Like, currently married or was married? Because if that's the case, not only... Oh, but his wife passed away ages ago. And yet, even after all this time, he still hasn't taken off his wedding ring. About 15 years ago, when they'd spoken face to face for the first time, it had been one of the first things she'd noticed about him. At the time, she'd been disappointed, assuming his wife was still alive. She's done a lot of awful things without guilt, but sleeping with married men was something she'd like to avoid. Okay, I was like, Circe, no way. In hindsight, she recognizes she dodged a bullet, even if only barely. It's a long time, I suppose. Edgar scratches his nose bridge, giving away how nervous he is. Never fails to amuse her how easy he is to read. Well, that's quite sad, isn't it? He must have loved her very much. Must be painful, missing someone that long. I guess. Circe knows far too well what it feels like to mourn someone you'll never hold again. It doesn't have to mean that you love them. But Edgar wouldn't think about her experience in this moment. He must be thinking about his sister. On to more fun matters. Remember what day it is? With everything going on tonight, she'd nearly forgotten it herself, so she can't say she blames him when Edgar pulls a face that says he definitely doesn't remember. Of course I remember. It's February. 19th? 21? First of all, it's March. Is it really? Can never tell when it's raining all year around. Anyway. Real. She may be an occasional murderer, but at least she's not a homewrecker. Exactly. She plays around, but she still sticks by some rules. I don't know if the demo came out in March or not. But if it did, dang, I missed my window to play it during that wrong. Wrong, it's April 20th? Dang it. Oh, fine, I'll tell you. It's our anniversary. Our what? It's been 20 years since the night we first met. Oh. Is that something to celebrate? Joke about it? Pretend to be annoying? Joke about it, probably. We can fix her? Can we fix her? I don't know if anyone can fix her. I don't know about you, but I'm surprised we made it this long. Now that we can agree on. Wasn't one of us supposed to kill the other by now? He says it lightly, but he's half serious. One of them should be dead by now. Edgar lights a cig, barely hiding a grin when he shoves it between his lips. Circe smirks back at him. This kind of banter has long been a part of their daily routine. She provokes him. He retorts with some snark. They laugh or roll their eyes, then rinse and repeat. It had taken a while to get here, of course. When they'd first met, Edgar was so angry with the world, he took everything as an insult. He's mellowed out over the years, gotten better at reserving his anger for when it's actually warranted. Most of the time. I should let our client know that we didn't get the thing. Bleh. It's annoying, but they don't have any other options. Your anonymous client was clear in their instructions. Seth must die tonight, or else, no reward. Dang it, guys! We missed our opportunity to get a reward! That's actually messed up. That is so messed up. With Seth in SSF's custody, there's no way they could get to him before the sun's up. Ugh. I just realized. We'll have to return the deposit, won't we? It's the right thing to do. Can we afford to do that? For your requests, we've taken fewer jobs as of late, so we're stretched even thinner than usual. If you want to feel more secure about keeping the lights on, you could take a few more cases. Or spend less in clothes. Why would I do either of those things when you're always working so hard to make sure we're a month ahead on rent? I've only got so much hair, Circe. I've only got so many dresses. Edgar heaves a sigh. Thought you might say that. I'll just take it out of my own pay then. She nods, pleased with his quick thinking. Poor Edgar. Anyway, that can all wait till tomorrow. Let's go to the Golden Cat and celebrate our 20th? Golden Cat, let's see, a pub figure frequented by supernaturals. Its name is based on the original owner's cat. You don't need to use our anniversary as an excuse. We go there every night. But tonight will be special. Drinks on me. Well, technically it's a rapidly depleting business funds that will be paying, but the sentiment stands. You sure know how to spoil a bat. So that's a yes? Yes. Yes. Alright, let me go fetch my coat. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something important? Let's see. We went to Elysium. We talked to the one lady's whose name I've already forgotten. We learned about all the new people at that place. What else? We got intel, found our targets, and after we found our targets, he got stolen away by another hot vampire dude. And now we're here celebrating our 20th friendship anniversary with our not yet romantic partner choice. Or with our not yet... What am I trying to word this as? He is a romanceable option. So our not yet partner. There we go. So I don't know what she could be forgetting, personally, but maybe it's a detail I might have missed. Oh? They share a knowing look. I only know one person who knocks like that. You take it. But I always answer the door. Only because you're so good at it. Edgar puts out his cig and walks over to the door, opening it to reveal... Miss Harris. Edgar! Circe! Thank goodness you're still here. Miss Harris, the next door neighbor, rushes inside. Oh, the cat! The cat! She's the kind old woman who thankfully never complains about the suspicious people going in and out of Thorn investigations at all hours. Helps that her eyesight isn't what it used to be. Same goes for her hearing, actually. Oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. I know how busy you are doing your detective work, saving the day and all that, but I can't find my baby anywhere. Her baby being her cat, Ellie. I feel awful bringing this to you at this hour, but would you mind having a look for her? I couldn't sleep knowing she's out there, cold and alone and lost. Shivering to death! My poor baby! Her wailing's long enough to wake up the entire building. Edgar starts to sweat. Oh? Edgar doesn't look like he's in the mood to go on a cat hunt. Luckily for him, they won't have to. Good news. We already found her. Her bawling immediately stops. You did? Yes, she's upstairs. She is? Edgar guides Miss Harris to the sofa. She sinks into it with relief. Oh, how lucky I am to have the city's finest detectives as my neighbors. It's not that hard to find someone who's hiding. Circe retrieves Ellie from upstairs, hesitantly returning her to her owner. Edgar watches the exchange with amusement. He's been nagging for ages that she should just stroll down to the shelter and pick up a cat of her own. Sadly, I lack the confidence to keep something living alive. Oh, thank you! Thank you, thank you! Miss Harris hugs the cat to her chest. Ellie lets out a not-so-pleased, yeah! You've saved my baby again. How could I ever repay you two? It's nothing. We're glad to help you anytime. Free of charge. Nonsense. I'll bake you biscuits and bring them over tomorrow. Oh my god! Homemade biscuits? Dang, they're lucky. Knowing she wouldn't even be able to eat them, and no good could come from having Miss Harris lurking around unless necessary, Circe tries to tell her this seems like a choice-based thing. Let me save before I hurt feelings. Or maybe I should amend before I hurt more feelings. There's really no need. We'd love that. Thank you so much. Seriously? Edgar looks offended. I'm always serious about dessert. Real! Me too! I am also always serious about dessert. Very good, Mr. Thorne. It's important for growing boys to eat plenty. Good joke. The only thing Edgar's growing is a pitiful beard. Edgar rubs his jaw. And for that, you need plenty of calories. Sure. Sure. Circe gently gets Miss Harris out of her chair and guides her to the door. Whole way there, Miss Harris rambles about what she's going to bake tomorrow. Circe almost has to shove her out the door. When it finally shuts behind her, Circe turns to glare at Edgar. What? It would be foolish of me to turn away free food. Anyway, with Miss Harris gone, there's only one less thing to do. Drinks? Drinks. Oh, that's right, British biscuits. Yes. British oh my gosh, biscuits, otherwise known as, if I'm not mistaken, cookies? The Golden Cat is almost the polar opposite of Elysium. All supernaturals, and even a few humans who are on the know, come here. As long as you keep your fangs, claws, wands, whatever you got to yourself, you're welcome to pop in for a drink. Now, my question is, do elves exist in this world, or do they not exist in this world? Because it'd be cool if they did. That'd be fantastic if they did live in this world. So, like, what do they do about their ears? Like, personally, I use some like illusionary magic to hide my ears, but not everyone has the ability to do that, and not in all stories do elves have like the same magic types. So I don't know. Anyways, entering the pub, Circe's eyes immediately hone in on one guest in particular. Oh look, it's your little friend. Hey, Raoul, a local cop with muscles that aren't just for show. He's seated near the bar, nursing a beer in one hand. If I'm not mistaken, he is also another romanceable character. Oh. Wait, I don't know what's not. Rolls with muscles that aren't just for show. Okay, there we go. Don't call him that. The way you phrase it makes it sound decent. But he is your friend. As I checked, your only friend. I have other friends. There's Richard back in my hometown, though I haven't spoken to the Pratt in some time, or even thought about him in a while. And there's you? We're friends, aren't we? Oh, wait, he's blushing! Why are you blushing? That's cute. Oh, of course. Embarrassed by how much his words mean to her, Circe's quick to change the subject. And now she's flustered. Thankfully, Edgar doesn't seem to mind, looking more than a little flustered himself. By the way, Ro's like gay, right? What makes you say that? He's never responded to any of my flirting. Perhaps he's just not into you. No, he's definitely gay. Huh. She only flirts with Raoul to miss with Edgar, but it still surprises her Edgar hasn't noticed his friend's not into women. Is he really so obvious? Or is Raoul just that private? Maybe it's easier for her to tell because she also enjoys the company of her own sex. Wait, you've been flirting with him? That's what he was mulling over? They walk up to Raoul. Edgar greets him first. Evening, Raoul. Did you get off work early tonight? Edgar and Raoul have an interesting friendship, if you can call it that. They meet up every few weeks, but it's never a planned thing. They'll just sit next to each other and chat over a few drinks, bonding over being humans in a world of supernaturals or whatever. Oh, hello, Edgar. Unfortunately, I'm technically still on the clock. Good to see you as well, Circe. Have you been well? Raoul nods to Circe, acknowledging her too. He's smiling, but she can't tell if it's out of politeness or if he's genuinely happy to see them. Sure. But what about you? Are you here on official business? Anything we should look out for? Well, she takes a look around. Where's your pup, by the way? Rare to see you without him. Barely a moment after he's mentioned, Circe watches Dante, Rilla's police partner, step inside the bar. Hey, there's our other MC. So, by the way, guys, if you weren't here for the beginning, there are two choices for main characters. You can play as Circe, the character I'm playing right now, or Dante, the character that is in the top left corner of the screen. So you can either be a private detective or a police force. What is he? He's part of the police force, but I don't remember what his official title is. He is... He's just a cop. As of currently, he's just a cop. So, yeah, you can play as either of those characters. Speak of the devil. Or werewolf, I guess, if we're being technical. Wait, so he is a werewolf? Alright. Dante looks a little out of sorts, hair sticking out even more than usual. He notices immediately, but doesn't even spare them as much as a grunt of acknowledgement. Rubbing his arm, he instead stops at the other side of the bar to order a beer. Oh, I wish, like, when I see his character sprite, I have a very, very specific, like, what do you call it? Voice that I am thinking of in my head, but I cannot for the life of me even attempt to imitate that voice. But I feel like if I were, I totally would try to imitate his voice. Anyways, I always thought of him as a loose cannon waiting to burst. He looks especially on edge tonight. Something's rattled him. And again, Dante's never behaved the way you would expect an officer to. Perhaps that's why I mind him less. Is he avoiding us? I think he can hear you. Yes, that's the point. She raises her voice. Perfect timing, Dante. We were just talking about you. What? No, we weren't. You do realize that when you say it like that, you only sound more suspicious? Circe. Earl rests his chin on his palm, watching the scene with a little too much amusement for her liking. For some reason, Dante seriously freaks Edgar out. Now, this shouldn't be so surprising because Edgar's been easily scared as long as Circe's known him. However, he's especially intimidated by Dante. To his defense, Dante does look like he'd punch your lights out if you looked at him the wrong way, on the wrong day. But you'd have to be pretty stupid to try something on Eddie while I'm around. Look at him! You know, I really do like his design too, but I liked Circe's design better, so that's why I went with her. But if I play this game multiple times, I'd definitely check out the different perspectives, because they're like two sides. It almost feels like they're on two sides of the same coin. This shirt is way too tight? Nah, that's just normal. I don't know what you're talking about. That's just how shirts normally are like. Don't you know? If it's not tight like that, then you're wearing it wrong. Says me, who does not wear shirts that tight. When it comes to clothing, I tend to go pretty loose. Baggy clothing is the way to go. But if you're a guy like him, then that's the way to go. Then all of my shirts have been too big my entire life. Exactly. Wrong choice of shirt. Anyways. In the meantime, Dante has picked up his beer and walked over. He offers a nonchalant wave with his free hand, which is probably as good of a greeting as they'll get from him. Did you forget to brush your hair this morning, or did you run into trouble on your way here? If anyone's picking on you, you can always let me know. I don't like animal abuse. Oh shit! Him too? Just ran into Abraxas. Seen him recently? Being reminded of Abraxas' existence again sits a frown on her face. Not really. When Dante smirks, Circe knows he's gotten exactly what he wanted by bringing up Abraxas. I heard he and his agents were snooping around that museum that exploded, interviewing potential witnesses. A museum? An explosion? That'd be related to why Abraxas needed Seth? Guess they'll be wandering all around the city till that's sorted. Keeping an eye on things. Ugh. If you haven't run into him yet, I'm sure you will. A lot. His smugness shifts to curiosity.
Heard anything about that, though? Not sure what you're asking me for. I haven't got a clue what they're up to, and speaking from experience, it's best if it stays that way. Actually, why do you even care? Aren't the SSF and the police supposed to stay out of each other's businesses as much as they can? Unless it's related to whatever the two of you are working on. Raoul wouldn't tell us anything, but maybe you will? You didn't give me the chance to say anything. As if you would have told me the truth if I did. She could have forced him to. If she really wanted to, she could use compulsion on either of them right now, and there wouldn't be much they could do about it. Dante's trickier because he's about as stubborn as one gets, but Raoul's only a human. She wouldn't, though. Not because she's squeamish about compelling either of them, she's just not curious enough. Still, if Dante will tell her anything, she'll take it. Well, since you asked so nicely, no. Oh, of course. You suck. I don't. That's your job. Edgar, itching to get away from Dante, interrupts. Okay, well, you two look busy. We're in desperate need of a drink. We'll leave you to it. But, come on, Circe. You bothered them enough for tonight. How dare you? I'm perfectly lovely and pleasant to be around. Raoul waves to Edgar. Good to see you, Edgar. Yeah, cheers! Edgar takes her arm and she begrudgingly lets him pull her to another corner of the bar. They now have their usual seats close to the bartender. When they drink a lot, so it's good to have easy access. In order to maintain some level of dignity, we've agreed to never discuss exactly how much of our income goes to the Golden Cat. The bartender is swift. In a minute, they have their usuals in front of them. Some cocktail for Edgar and a totally not conspicuous glass of red wine, quote unquote, for Circe. So, when are we gonna address the elephant in the room? Edgar sips his cocktail, raising a single brow at Circe's question. I'm talking about your addiction to sugar. Should be criminal to even call that a drink. It's about 1% alcohol and 100% and 109% sugar. Not quite sure those numbers add up. Besides, what right do you have to judge anyone's choice of drink when you order the same thing every night? I waste money on alcohol when it just spoils the taste of what I really want. I thought alcohol enhanced the taste of blood? Actually, I can't believe I've never asked you that before. She knows exactly why he hasn't asked. With each year that passes, Edgar grows more determined to avoid acknowledging what she really is. Wait, what? Wait, that doesn't make sense. You live... you start... a really strange relationship with a vampire because you want to learn how to kill them because of, like, a revenge thing, probably. Then you live with them for, like, 20 years. And the more you live with a vampire, the less you want to acknowledge that they're a vampire? How does that work? Like, Edgar? Why are you refusing to acknowledge things? What? Depends on the vamp, but nothing will ever beat drinking it fresh from the tap. And have you started doing that again? She doesn't miss the regret in his eyes before he averts them. Still, she can't help the irritation she feels at what he's insinuating. Not since I ended things with Lazarus. You know that. Right. But you think that's a lie. I didn't say that. Even if I were doing it, I'm not like that fangling I met tonight. I have self-control. I'm fully capable of making my own decisions. I don't drink from people who don't want me to, and I certainly don't drain people. So you can stop looking at me like I bit your pasty ass. Edgar's face falls into his hands, but his trembling shoulders do little to conceal his laughter. It's not funny. I'm annoyed with you. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm annoyed? Sorry you said it in the first place? Both? She's grinning now, too. Then why the laughter? Why'd you have to call me pasty? You know I've been trying really hard to build a tan. You should give up on that. You're only added to that constellation of freckles on your face. Thought you liked my freckles. I said that? Well, I must have been lying. since I'm apparently lying about everything these days. He grimaces. Seems he thought she was gonna let that one get swept under the rug. You know, one thing I do want to comment is that I do really love the interaction between the characters. All of them have felt pretty natural and hasn't felt like forced interactions, because some stories I've read definitely feel pretty forced, and I'm like, Anyways, I'm sorry, Circe. I didn't mean to accuse you. I know you're not like that. I know you wouldn't. It's just hard to forget the shit I've seen. The things I know you're capable of if you weren't held back by your own morals. It always comes back to this, huh? Edgar only likes the Circe who stands up against her own kind and looks out for the weak. Not the Circe who lures strangers into her bed and sucks her blood. I don't know how to tell him that I'm both, so I don't. Nothing's holding me back, making it sound like I'm forced to do this, but I chose to. It's not an easy choice. She's been like that Fangling. She's been worse, and it was fun. But she doesn't want to know how Edgar will look at her if she confesses that to him. Ooh. Hold on, I need some water real quick. Okay. Alright. What the heck? Hold on. Alright, continuing. I understand. Except he doesn't. Therein lies a problem. Edgar clears his throat and put on a smile that trembles at the corners. We're here to celebrate. We should talk about happier things, shouldn't we? Courtesy of decades of practice, the smile she puts on herself is a lot more convincing. Right. Like your girly choice of drink. We're still on that? Hey, aside from the increased risk of diabetes, I find it cute that you have a sweet tooth. At 44 years old, being described as cute is no longer very flattering, but you see, he's blushing. Shh. Wait a second. He presses the fingers to his lips and motions to the radio playing on the counter. The news is on. I forgot this is the 80s. Local authorities have stated a gas leak caused the explosion of Beaumont Museum last night. Beaumont Museum. That's where Dante said the SSF were digging around, right? The museum's doors will remain closed to the public till repairs on the private wing are complete. Blah blah blah. Among other news, the body of 23-year-old Jane Stewart was found last night. Earlier this month, Miss Stewart was reported missing. My god. Has human news always been this boring? It's always the same thing. Someone was robbed, someone was murdered, someone was kidnapped. At least there's an explosion involved this time. But what's the aftermath? And the next day there's something else. Not anything worse, but nothing better either. You don't have to listen to the news to know how terrible the world can be. Just step outside. Ever been? Edgar and Circe look up to the bartender. What, to Beaumont Museum? It's owned by one of the greatest wizards of our time? What? Renaud Beaumont. One of the greatest wizards of the 1900s, supposedly. No one's actually seen Renaud Beaumont in decades. Rumors say he left all of his research and businesses in the hand of his successors, Simon Beaumont, before disappearing to live out the rest of his days in solitude. Interesting. Simon Beaumont. Do we know a Simon? I don't think so. Interesting. Never heard of him. What makes him so great? Many things. For starters, Circe doesn't bother to listen, focus on twirling her drink around in her glass. But Edgar nods along, genuinely interested for whatever reason. Anyway, he has to be ancient now. He retired from the public eye decades ago. If he's even still alive, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't know what's happened to his family's museum. Maybe we should set it on fire again. Make sure he gets the memo this time. Imagine! They're like, oh yeah, this guy's not showing up. Let's just set his museum on fire after it's already exploded. You wouldn't actually, would you? Want to find out? You have an annoying habit of doing the opposite of what I've asked you, so no comment. The bartender leaves to serve another customer. Edgar starts patting his pockets. Bollocks. I'm all out. Don't hold yourself back in my account. Corner shops should still be open. Sure you don't mind me leaving you alone? He already climbed to his feet. I think I'll live. Or at least, not die. I think I'll live. Again. I'll be back in no time. I think they're just making a Castlevania reference. With the explosion of the museum? Do you think so? I haven't seen Castlevania in a long time. And the one time I did watch Castlevania, it was long time ago and I never finished it. Wait, is there like multiple animated series of Castlevania? Castlevania, or am I just thinking about the one? Castlevania animated series. I'm thinking about the newer Castlevania. Animated. Wait, is Castlevania the animated series based off of the Castlevania games? It's a video game adaptation? I had no idea. Guys, I've been blind to this whole time. There's like 20 games that came out before the anime. Yeah, so I watched a couple episodes of the anime. Now with the name Simon Belmont as the name as the main character in a few of them. Really? Dang. That totally flew over my head because I haven't played it. Played the games nor finished watching the series. Okay. And he's gone. Sugar, coffee, cigs. Even sure have a lot of stupid vices. She stares down at her drink. Not that mine are any better. She steps slowly, letting her eyes roam the room. She's not sure where the compulsion comes from. It's not as she'll discover anything new. It's always the same old faces. Unless it's not the same old faces. I'm gonna save real quick. Hello. May I please save? There we go. No, wait. She is definitely new. Oh, Circe meets eyes with a woman at the far end of the pub. She is also a romanceable character. I think? Hold on, let me look this up before I confirm anything. I think she's the only... Hold on. I think she's the only female romanceable option in this game, if I'm not mistaken. And now that I'm looking at it, I didn't realize, but on the Kickstarter, it spells out who. So it seems like there's 3 routes per MC, and there's only certain routes available depending on what character you choose. So there are certain routes that are not available. If you choose a certain character. Oh my god, wait! I didn't look at that! Oh no! Then the character I was hoping to romance isn't available if I chose Circe? No way! Because there's one character I'm waiting to show up. I'm waiting for that character to show up. And he is not romanceable on the route that I'm on right now. No! I love Circe though. Okay, it's fine. I can play this game multiple times whenever it comes out. I'm so sad. Do you know, are the characters all romanceable by each character, or do they have to reset it all? Refund the demo is free, guys. The demo is free.
But yeah, I just answered your question, TBM. Not all of the characters are available to all the protagonists. There's certain characters available to certain protagonists. I started wondering about that because when Circe was mentioning how Raoul was probably gay, then I was like, uh-oh, then he's probably not romanceable with Circe. But yeah, the Kickstarter confirms it. Oh my gosh, I should have read it more. Well, anyways, she is romanceable with Circe. She is, because I think Circe is bi, and then she is the one guy that we met earlier, and so Abraxas and Edgar and this new lady we're about to meet in a second are all romanceable with Circe, and then Raoul and then two other characters we haven't met yet are romanceable with Dante. Interesting. All right. And anyways, we met eyes with this new lady. Beauty is no stranger to Circe. She's seen it in many faces, many bodies, and even a few hearts. But this woman isn't just beautiful. She's woman smiles. Circe feels compelled to return the smile. I don't think we should ignore her. Smile back. Circe returns the smile, but looks back down at her drink just as quickly. Not looking to hook up with anyone tonight. Although that's a bit presumptuous of her. Maybe the woman was just being nice. Not really looking for nice, either. Wait. Circe's head snaps up, but the woman's already gone, nowhere to be seen. Only in her absence does Circe realize that she couldn't detect what the woman was. Whoever, or whatever the one was, she means trouble. Want her? Forget her? Want her? Like, want her in what way? Want her in one way, Circe! Well, I am curious, so I think we should. I'm gonna click on want her just to see what happens. I want to speak to her. It makes no sense, but I want to see her again. I want to know her. I want her? Not her blood, not her body, not her heart. Circe wants the mystery she offers. It's exactly what she's been looking for. A mystery time-consuming enough to end the perpetual boredom eating away at her. Preoccupied by her thoughts, Circe barely noticed Edgar's return. He slips off his jacket, slides back into his seat, and gestures for another round of drinks from the bartender. What took you so long? Ran into some trouble. Don't be stingy with the details. What kind of trouble? He lights a cig, angling his body towards her. Their knees brush, but neither move away, used to the lack of personal space. Well, wait! Did he also encounter that lady? So, you see... No, never mind. Are you blushing? My god, you are! Not on purpose. Unfortunately, I don't think it's me having this effect on you, so it must be something else. Edgar twists and squirms in his seat. Or someone else? What? Wait, what? Was asked that on a date? What? Before we got to ask him out on a date? What is this nonsense? Spits out the words so fast, Circe would have missed them if not for her supernatural hearing. You're messing with me. I wish I was. This is stressing me out. Wait, you said yes? What? Obviously. I said no. Why would it be obvious? Was something wrong with her? No, she was pretty. And nice. And smelled good. Too many details now. Sorry, I just thought she had nice perfume. You'd like it, actually. You're only making it weirder. I said no because it would never have worked. She's human. Brother, are you not? Hold on a second. Are you not? As are you? But I don't live like one. Excuses. Think about it for a second. I run a supernatural detective agency. How do you explain that to someone outside this business? Not to mention how I'm up all night, asleep for most of the day. No sane, normal person would want to be with someone like me. Oh, come on. So what if she doesn't fit into your normal schedule?
You make time when you're in love. Love? God, I definitely don't have time for that. Not when there's clients to be managed and bills to be paid and you don't have to work all the time, Eddie. You can take off one night of drinking to get laid. Shh, what if someone hears you? Oh, come on, you're a grown man. Can't possibly still be embarrassed by the word sex. I'm not, we're in public! Of course, Circe will repeat it so many times. Jesus Christ. Breeding, mating, copulating, fornicating? What is it your Brits say? Shacking? This is crazy. Circe cackles like a mad woman while Edgar hisses under his breath. Circe, I'm begging you to stop! Edgar looks about ready to explode from embarrassment, anxiously glancing around to make sure no one heard her. Circe doesn't have the heart to remind him that they're at a bar for supernaturals. Almost everyone's guaranteed to have overheard. Crazy. Craziness. Sorry, I needed some more water. Anyway, wouldn't it be nice to be with someone even if it's only for a night? The CG! OMG! Look at that! Edgar laughs, shaking his head, more to himself than in response to the words. Man, I really love the lighting and the coloring. It's so well done. Like, genuinely, it's so well done. Somehow, I prefer to be here. Look at how he's looking at you, Circe. Tell me this guy doesn't like you. With me? I wouldn't necessarily consider your presence to be an advantage. But yes, I prefer to be here with you. Circe brings her glass to her lips, hiding her smile behind it. It's a good thing he said no. It's a shame he said no. It's a good thing. It's selfish, but Circe's pleased he rejected the stranger. I'd be jealous if he suddenly had less time for us. Their relationship isn't romantic, so it's not like he'd be cheating on her. But she likes the routine. It's the only stable routine she's ever had, and she doesn't want that to change. Besides, he's got a point. It's not like he could still work with her and lead a normal life. That's just not how it works. Of course, there are people like Raoul and Dante's superior, Ryan, who have human families and try to live as normally as possible. But Orion's an anomaly. And with time, vampires like him learn the hard way that rejecting your nature never works in the long run. Edgar's different. He could pack his bags, move cities, and go back to living a normal life whenever he wants. As long as he remains here, though, he'll never be able to pull the wool back over his eyes. True. Edgar taps out his cig in the nearest ashtray. Enough about that. Did I miss anything around here? Nope. For some reason, it doesn't feel right to mention the mysterious woman. Maybe because she knows how Edgar worries and she doesn't want him to start. The bartender slides their new drinks towards him. He clinks glasses. To 20 years of this hellish profession, and to 20 more. In the end, Edgar has one too many drinks. He leans on Circe the entire walk back to his flat. She stops when they reach his building. He's never invited her upstairs before, and she doubts it'll be any different tonight. Wait, she doubts it'll be any different tonight. Okay. Let you make it upstairs on your own? Why wouldn't I? He pushes off her and stumbles up the stairs to the entrance. He almost falls over several times, but by some miracle, he manages to reach the door without breaking any bones. Good for him. No bones broken. See, he hiccups. I'm fine. Right. See you tomorrow night. He waves her goodbye. She waves back. Good night. She waits until he's safely inside the building. Chances are low he'll die on his way up the lift, so Circe begins to stroll back to her own flat. Okay, so they don't live together. I misunderstood. I was under the assumption that they did. But now this confirms are not. Are not. She waits until... Oh, wait. She walks at a... Wait, what the heck? Oh, she walks at a leisurely pace. Like the threat of the rising sun won't be upon her any moment now. Like her slow pace might delay the inevitable day. Inevitable day of what? Of what? Circe strips down to her underwear. Her one bedroom flat has no bed, only a sofa, so that's where she lies down. Outside, the sun slowly rises, and the world Circe will never get to be a part of again wakes up. She stares up at the ceiling, trying not to think about the growing resentment she feels every time she has to hide from the sun. I always hate daytime. When her common sense returned after her fangling year, Circe had found that the day offered endless opportunities for self-improvement. She read novels, she meditated, she brushed up on her history, learned martial arts, studied different languages, read some more, slept with all kinds of people, men, women, people who didn't really identify as either. Half of the time, she didn't even feed on them. She liked to cuddle in bed afterwards, basking in their heat. When films became a thing, she found herself obsessed with... Oh, when films, became a thing. She found herself obsessed with cinema, lived hundreds of different lives through the stories of others. But like everything else, it soon got dull, hiding herself and escapism to distract herself from her own thoughts. Lately, she can't be bothered to do much of anything more. Is this all there is to eternity? An endless cycle of wanting and no longer wanting? Forever falling in and out of love with the one who once meant the world to you? If she shuts her eyes, if she pretends hard enough, she can almost imagine she's dreaming. Where did her dreams bring her today? Ooh! We gotta choose, guys! Okay, hold on. I need to blow my nose 1 second. Guys, who do we choose? Who is gonna be the subject of our dreams today? And I hoping it doesn't go crazy on SFW. And it's just like a scenario of like what ifs. Who should we choose? Mystery Woman, Abraxas, Edgar Allan Poe? No, imagine. Uh oh. Oh my gosh. I can't decide. She was pretty intrigued by the Mystery Woman. So I wonder what type of dream she would make out of that. Oh my gosh. My noses. My noses? My nose. I'll choose... I don't really know. I'm kind of curious what she's gonna say about the Mystery Woman, actually. So let's go with that. Mystery Woman! Who was she? More importantly, what was she? Every person had a distinct aura. Some called it life force, some called it the soul. Whatever you like to call it, everyone has it. Everyone can detect it, but Circe's trained to ensure she never misses it. So the fact that she'd missed this one, it unsettles her. It unsettles her very much. Oh, we're just going through all the options. I thought we'd only get to choose one. Okay, Abraxas. Ugh. Just picturing that self-righteous face of his irritates her. Nope. Not even worth thinking about for a second. Edgar. Eddie's funny when he's drunk. Though most of their nights might end up at the Golden Cat, Edgar really drinks enough to get wasted. His love of tobacco might send him to an early grave, but at least alcohol poisoning won't. A small comfort. She continues to dream. She tries her best to fight back against the current of her thoughts, but somehow they always lead back to him. Oh. Don't think about him, don't you dare. You already know how this ends. We still haven't figured out who exactly this guy is that she's like hung up over. Against her will, Circe remembers him. Oh my god. Open your eyes. Look into my eyes. See yourself as you truly are, as you were always meant to be. I'm afraid. For us, fear is a choice. When she opens her eyes and looks into his, she doesn't see herself. She sees him. And only him. Beautiful. He whispers. Reverent. I'll never make anything as beautiful as you again. But sire, you did not make me. I did. His spindly fingers caress her skin with such tenderness. She foolishly mistakes it for fondness. I delivered you from death. I rendered you invulnerable to the horrors of time. I see, so her... What did they call her? What did they call them? I need to look up the name again. I captured you in the moment you were the most beautiful you would ever be. Beautiful. Forever. She holds the monster's stare. My eternal companion. Forever. That looked like a younger version of her, even though it's still her, I guess? The sun has set again, but Circe only snaps out of her daydreams when she hears the balcony door open. She doesn't have to get up to guess who's broken into her flat. She'd recognize those steps anywhere. What the heck? What is he doing here? Better have a good reason for this, Abraxas. She stands up to glare at him. His eyes linger on her lack of attire for no longer than what is polite. I apologize for the impromptu visit, but I cannot wait. Would you please put some clothes on? Then of course I shall explain my unconventional entrance. Tease him, taunt him. What is he still doing here? Now you think you can boss me around my home? My own home? Get out already. I fear I cannot do that. Well, I fear you must. Get out. Now. Believe me, I am not here because I want to be. I can think about a thousand places where I would rather be right now. Then go there. I can't. I need to speak with you. Too bad. I don't want to. Yeah, you already are. Might as well hear me out now. As a vamp, shouldn't you know better than to enter a stranger's home without invitation? We are not strangers. We're not friends either. Acquaintances? Are you seriously trying to negotiate our level of familiarity? He eyes the balcony he just sneaked in through. I didn't mean to cause you any distress, but I had to make sure no one would know I was here. And you feel that creeping in through the balcony was the most discreet way to accomplish that? I was not creepy. Really. His eyes sweep down her body again. Ahem. He clears his throat and pretends to be distracted by the posters lining her wall. I believe this is my first time seeing your flat. You watch a lot of films? Explain why you broke into my damn flat. Sneaked in. Don't be childish. It's not cute when you're like 200 years old. It's about the case that Seth was witness to. Did you release him already? Of course. We had no reason to hold him after questioning. No reason? I gave you a reason. Yes, I put in a word with a CSD to look into him sooner rather than later. They mentioned they hadn't received any reports from you, however. Oops. I did not come back here to talk about Seth. I need a favor. Will you do it? The request surprises her. She studies his face, waiting for the punchline. Well, will you? I can't believe my ears. The great Abraxas is asking for my help? Really? Do not make me repeat myself. It was difficult enough the first time. Even if she finds it hard to believe, Abraxas is definitely telling the truth. He barely even relies on his own agents, so for him to come to her of all people, for help? It means he needs something badly enough to swallow his pride. I never expected to see that. I never expected to see the night.
funny because usually the race would be the day. Ah, get it? So it's the night instead because she's a vampire? Oh my gosh. Anyways. She's already set on not doing it, because why would she in her right mind ever help Abraxas? But that doesn't mean she's not curious. I'm going to have to share more detail before I decide. Have you heard of the incident at the Beaumont Museum? In passing. This must never become public knowledge, but the glass leak was a cover-up coordinated by us at the SSF. Wow! Who could ever have imagined? Magic triggered the explosion. The burst of energy was so powerful that, should our culprit have wished to, it could have destroyed far more than a single wing. At worst, I fear they might even be able to burn down half of North Haven. My agents and I have determined it cannot be a mere accident. This was an intentional attack. I see. Unfortunately, it gets worse. The wing that was destroyed harbored several magical artifacts, one of which is now missing. You should be grateful then. You couldn't have stolen all of them. I sent my team up to I sent my team to clean up the scene and deal with any witnesses. That's when they found the initials JM spray painted on the wall. Redacted knowledge. Whoever or whatever this JM is our only lead. Couldn't you trace the magic from the explosion? Circe knows for a fact that the SSF North Haven branch has a very talented witch in the ranks. She even happens to be Abraxas' second in command. We suspect it was caused by the artifact itself, which didn't leave any residue from the user behind. Okay, but why do you want me to get involved? The SSF regularly collaborates with the supernatural police, but that's it. It never worked with the Thorn investigations. And while Circe's not opposed to a challenge, she's no witch hunter. She knows vampires, she knows werewolves, she knows demons. But messing with the wrong wizard can have deadly consequences. It's common sense to not get involved in their affairs. We were going to launch a full investigation into JM when we were explicitly told by people higher up the ladder to drop the case. Okay, and for some reason he doesn't want to drop the case? Apparently an outsider is being sent from elsewhere to continue the investigation. I take it that's unusual? Not necessarily. There have been cases where we've collaborated with the external parties, but the key word there is collaboration. Never in all the time I have worked for the SSF have I been locked out of a case in this manner. Oh, come on, you've lived long enough to know there's a first for everything. I know. Still, I am suspicious of their intentions. I have no real reason to be. No actual evidence. Nothing to work with but a presentiment. But I cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. Since when do you care? What was the artifact? Seth was the only witness? What was the artifact? You said the artifact was stolen? What exactly was it? If I knew, I would have told you. I doubt that. I mean it. I know more beyond the little I have already shared with you. Which is like, nothing. It was hidden in plain sight inside Renard Beaumont's private collection. We had planned to contact him about it before we were ordered to drop the case. So all we know is that it can make stuff go boom. Not the exact words I would use, but essentially, yes. It's to say that powder didn't come from the person wielding the artifact. Abraxas firmly shakes his head like he's already ruled the option out. There are wizards and witches capable of things our minds cannot imagine, but it would be suicide to release a burst of energy that large without assistance. And magic's involved. Nothing's impossible. I suppose. Still, I would say it's too unlikely to be worth consideration. Right, since when do you care? Since when do you care? I thought it wasn't any of your business if the laws enforced by your superiors might be unfair to us non-humans. I know what you think of me, Miss Circe, but I am not your enemy. The SSF,
do what we must to protect supernaturals from humans, and them from us. Sometimes, that means the occasional casualty on our side. Our side, he says? When has he ever been on our side? Anyhow, given the things you get up to in your own time, I do not think you should be judging anyone else. I'll judge whoever I want, whenever I want. I don't kill vamps out of some sense of moral superiority. I kill them because it's fun, and it pays the bills. Maybe that makes me a bit of a bitch. So what? I'm not so... oh god. Sanctimonious that I need to pretend my actions are morally justified. I botched that, but I tried my best. Are you really so irredeemable when you only kill the bad ones? Don't paint me as some sort of anti-heroine. All vampires are bad. Even you. Especially me. Same goes for humans, werewolves, witches, you name it. We're all equally capable of bad and good. That's why it means something when we choose to do good. Abraxas doesn't look surprised by her speech. He may not know the full extent of what Circe used to get up to before North Haven, but unlike Edgar, he can surely imagine. This is Circe on her best behavior. And if you ever have the misfortune of meeting her at her worst, well, good luck. I only target the so-called bad ones because I don't need any more trouble with the law than I already have. Also, if someone's willing to pay to see you dead, not once, but twice, you're probably an asshole anyway. Abraxas shakes his head. He gives up on adding anything to the conversation, returning to the previous subject. Technically, I am not betraying orders. It is not me investigating this after all. It is you. He's trying to dump this on Circe? How could he? He's like, I'm gonna wash my hands off of this evidence, or off of this incident. I'm gonna hand it to you, and my name won't be on any records. And if you happen to feed some information back to me, then that is simply how it goes. Loophole of the century. Seth was the only witness. The only witness who might have seen anything of note, at least. We interviewed all the others, and we learned nothing. Who might have? I thought you brought him in for questioning? We did. However, we were told to drop the case before we could ask him anything worthwhile. And you just let him go like that? You should have just tracked him down and interrogated him yourself, brother! Once again, the SSF proved to be embarrassingly incapable. Not our finest work, I know. Circe folds her arms over her chest. I'll help you under one condition. Why are you making that face? Haven't heard what I have to say yet. Fine. State your terms. It's quite simple. If you're desperate for my help, beg for it. No. He moves to leave, but she blocks his path. Always so uptight. Let me rethink this. Abraxas just stares, waiting. She takes her time, hemming and hawing, simply for the amusement of keeping him in suspense. Oh, alright, I'll do it. His glare softens. Only barely, but enough for her to notice. Thank you. Don't thank me. I'm not doing it for you. It just sounds like a compelling case. Far more interesting than anything I've worked on lately. Maybe this is what will fish her out of her slump. Keep her running her own investigations for another 20 years. It better pay us, though. And provide a generous tip. Everyone knows that Abraxas sends in a monstrous amount of generational wealth from his previous life. Something she might as well use to her advantage here. That can be arranged. Perfect. Now give me a moment to get dressed and I'll get out of here. There's no need. I have my own way? The balcony again? Absolutely not, Romeo. His eyes shift to the floor, brows drawing together. He's that conflicted about this? Reassure him, push him? Perhaps it's because he's never broken the rules in the past. He fears the consequences should anyone learn that he's disobeying orders? I guess we'll reassure him. The SSF have no reason to monitor your every move. Even if someone does find out you came here, surely you're quick-witted enough to think of an excuse on the spot. Yes. Yes, you're right. There are plenty of reasons why I might come to see you. Plenty, you say? Such as... He rolls his eyes and any previous hints of vulnerability vanish. Never mind that. Get dressed. I do not have all night, and neither do you. As for the attitude, I'll make sure to take my sweet time. Circe leads Abraxas downstairs so he can leave through the front door like a normal person. In their office, a freshly shaven Edgar's made himself comfortable behind his desk. He's mid-bite on a biscuit when they enter. Not the biscuits. Take that out of your mouth so we can understand. He swallows. Why is he here? Good to see you too, Thorn. Pleasure's all yours, prick. Edgar's nasty glare softens, only slightly, when his eyes shift to Circe. I repeat, why is he here? And why was he upstairs? And how did he even get in? I've been here for over an hour. The door's been shut the entire time. Did he show up during the day? Did you spend all... Before you let your imagination run to places I don't even want to imagine, how about you shut up and let me talk? Lie because it's funny? Be honest? For the funny! I'm gonna lie because it's funny! But if he, like, hates me... Hold on. Just in case he hates me. Please let me overwrite my save, please. Okay, lie because it's funny. You're right, he did spend the day. He did what? I didn't. Abraxas looks to Edgar. I didn't. Denying it twice makes you sound totally guilty. But you know it isn't true. Why must you always make up nonsense? As if I would believe that anyway. Neither of you could stand each other for that long. Now, tell me the truth. What's he doing here? I'm standing right here. Oh, hold on. I'm standing right here, Thorn. You could simply ask me. Or I could not. Abraxas sneers. In that case, I shall leave the explaining to your boss. Edgar lifts his plate. Gonna piss me off now, right? Have a biscuit before you go, fresh from our neighbor. I can't... Oh, that's right. You can't eat. I can, but the taste is repulsive, and I cannot properly digest it. Meaning, I would have to... Abraxas pauses. Ah. You're mocking me? You mean he didn't realize? What? How did he not realize that he was being mocked? Hello? Oh my gosh. Also, I want to double check something. Alright. Continuing. Edgar stuffs a cookie in his mouth. Took you long enough. Abraxas, focus on Circe again. Report to me as soon as you find something. You know where to find me. Yes, sir. Edgar lights a cig after Abraxas leaves. She waits for his patience to wear thin. It doesn't take long. So? He wants us to look into something. She explains everything to Edgar. Same as her, he's baffled that Abraxas would ignore a direct order from his superiors. It doesn't make sense. I know. That's why it's interesting. Some measly initials are enough of a lead, though. JM could be a person, an organization, or a movement. How would we know? Only one way to find out. Let's split up and check in with our contacts around the city and see if they heard anything. You know which side is yours. Right. Enjoy your biscuits. I'll head out first. She walks up to the window. She's moments away from transforming when Edgar calls out. Circe? Be careful, please. Worry about yourself, old man. 20 years ago, I was a boy. Today, I'm an old man. Give it another 10 years and I'll be dust and cobwebs in your eyes. It's a compliment. I like older men. It's not a compliment. You have extremely questionable tastes. Don't downplay your sex appeal. Your creaky knees and back issues, especially, are oh so attractive. Enough! Don't you have somewhere to be? Try not to miss me too much. Look at her in her little bat form. It's so cute. Circe transforms, circling Edgar once before she flies out the window and into the night. Ooh. Thorn Investigations has established a trusted net of sources around North Haven over the past 2 decades. From small business owners to working girls to regular everyday people oblivious to the supernatural worlds. You never know who might have the intel you need. But tonight, none of their usuals have anything useful for Circe. No one's heard of the initials before. I wonder if we'll meet up with that lady again. For her last stop, Circe catches Nisha away from Elysium on her smoke break. Rare to see you 2 nights in a row. Don't get used to it. Wouldn't dare to. Nisha takes a long drag of her cig. She blows the smoke away from Circe. How did it go with the Fangling last night? Ugh. She would really prefer to forget the whole thing, but it seems the universe is intent on not letting her. SSF showed up. Nisha rolls her eyes, getting exactly what's happened without Circe having to explain. Circe? I keep interchanging how I pronounce her name. Another reason Circe appreciates her. They share a dislike of law enforcement. Although you'd be hard-pressed to find a supernatural in North Haven who doesn't like Abraxas. I'll let you know if Seth ever shows his mug around Elysium again. Since he couldn't pay his fees last night, he's on the shit list. I mean, technically it was out of his control, but we're not meant to know that, so... Thanks, but if he knows what's good for him, he's already left the city. I wouldn't underestimate how stupid that idiot can be. Anyway, you're obviously not here to talk about Seth. What's going on? Have you seen the initials JM anywhere before? Nisha shrugs. No? Is that someone important? Another dead end. Don't even know if it's a who or a what yet, but if you hear anything... Nisha tips her imaginary hat to Circe. You'll be the first to know, of course. Thanks. Nisha butts out her cig on the nearest wall. That's all, I should head back inside. Elysium doesn't run itself. Lazarus still leaving all the work to you? He pulls his weight. Sometimes. Yeah, but kick him in the balls for me when you see him next. I quite like this job, so I will not be doing that. But you have my respect for committing to hating him. For the commitment to hating him. Sorry, I read that wrong. It's a lifestyle at this point. Ha! Nisha waves her goodbye and disappears inside the abandoned building. Circe sighs and returns to the streets. Let's see if Edgar had better luck. The lights are on when Circe entered the office. Edgar must have gotten back first. If you're here already, I guess you didn't find anything worthwhile either. She stops at the doorstep. Oh, you can't be serious. 2 break-ins in one night? Edgar is nowhere to be seen. Standing behind his desk is the mystery woman from last night. And she is standing in a very mysterious way. Sad look while pondering... while her gaze... Wait, what? What am I trying to say? Sad look while she's sorrowfully pondering, looking outside the window. Finally, Circe can see the woman for what she really is. A witch. A very powerful one if she's able to conceal her magic like that. There you are. I've been waiting for you. Her eyes leave the streets outside to meet Circe's gaze. They stare at each other for a long beat, neither willing to break eye contact or begin the conversation. Eventually, the woman smiles, impressed for some reason. Yeah, it's fine. The quality I respect, as long as one does not mistake it as a suitable replacement for competence. As you are doing right now. The woman laughs. You have a sense of humor as well. That is good. When Circe still doesn't move, the woman pushes away from the wall to stand up straight. She's tall, the same way models are. It should be pointless, ridiculous, inappropriate thought to have in this moment. And yet, Circe can't help but feel that there's something unnatural about how bewitching the woman before her is. Apologies and introductions are in order. Which would you prefer to hear first? You choose. Oh? Well, if you insist. My name is Nocturne. I am not a local, but perhaps my accent gave that away already. Among the many strange circumstances of the situation, Circe barely noticed the subtle French accent. French! Bro! I don't even know how to do an English accent. A French accent? I'm sorry to ambush you like this in your own office, but you're a busy lady. It is not so easy to catch you alone. Please do not worry. I truly mean you no harm. Am I expected to just believe that? Apparently so, because Nocturne continues talking like nothing out of the ordinary. It's fine, you only need to do a subtle French accent. Right, right. Just pretend like I'm doing a subtle French accent then. It really is a pleasure to meet you, Circe. I have heard terrible things about you and the work you do, which means you must be good at it. Does that mean we're good at our job? Or I guess Circe is good at her job? Okay. Whatever you've been told I'm worse, do you believe everything you hear? What sort of terrible things? What sort of terrible things have you been told? I'm curious. I do not wish to bore you with senseless details. Perhaps another time. Nocturne's smile says, perhaps not. Nevertheless, those senseless details have proved quite useful. They persuaded me to seek out your services and hire you. Circe narrows her eyes at the witch. You want to hire me? For what, exactly? Nocturne doesn't look like she requires any help killing your typical street vamp, so it's definitely not for that. The same thing everyone hires you for. I'm looking for someone. I want you to find them. Right. Unfortunately for you, I'm quite busy at the moment, so I won't be able to take your case. Goodbye. Nocturne's voice is firm, even as her perfect smile stays painted on. You're already looking for them. Who? Ah. So, JM is a person. I presume so. The person they're pretending to be. The real JM was a brilliant young witch. But who knows when it comes to this imposter? And it could be anyone for all we know. How do you know it's an imposter? Why couldn't it be the real JM? Because she's dead. Nocturne's tone is so detached, Circe can hardly believe that this is all one big joke. Oh, that this isn't all one big joke. She's dead? Quite dead, yes, I would know. I killed her. She's dead. And you killed her? Murdered. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. Murdered. Slew, killed, whichever words you prefer. Assuming that's even true, why would you admit that to a complete stranger? I told you, I have done my research. I know everything I need to know to determine that you are capable of this job. 1 second. Alright, sorry, I had to check something real quick. If I did not believe you were capable, I would not be here. I am not a witch to waste your time on whims. Throughout this conversation, Nocturne's smile has never fallen. Till now. Oh? You must understand. It is most important to me that this person is found. I want the best detective possible on the job, and I believe that to be you. So you will take my case. You will find the imposter and the artifact they got their thieving little hands on. You will bring them both to me, and you will not disappoint. She smiles again. Alright, so we got a really highly dangerous character here. Money is of no consequences to me, so you will of course be well compensated for your efforts. Huh. For once, Circe is genuinely at a loss for words, but Nocturne doesn't seem to mind. I'll take your science to mean you accept, yes? The plot thickens. The plot thickens. Yeah, oh! You have reached the end of the BTMO demo! Thank you for playing. To support the full game's development and
And for more news on Burn the Midnight Oil, check out our Kickstarter, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Discord. Guys, we have reached the end of the demo. And now we go back to the beginning. Alright. I'm pretty intrigued. I wasn't quite sure where the story was gonna go. Because I'm like, okay, we're a detective. But like, how much into the detective stuff we're gonna go into? Because like, usually with, well, I say usually with games like these. The games that I played, the demos that I played the past couple of visual novels have all been interesting in their own ways with different plot lines and different mysteries of their own. I really do like all the characters that we've been introduced to so far. And now that I know the knowledge about the two main leads and like the romanceable characters that they have, I now know that this menu isn't just displaying all the characters, but it is also displaying which characters are romanced by which of the MCs. So now you guys know, if you play Circe, you can romance all the characters on the left. If you play as Dante, you can romance all the characters on the right. So there are various ways to play this game, various stories to go through, and I don't know if it's the type of game where like once you lock into one of the characters' storylines, you don't see the rest of them. As far as I'm aware, it seems like all the characters are interconnected in one way or another, depending on their professions and stuff like that. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it might not go in that direction, but I'm not too sure. Overall, I really enjoyed it though. Some things I was a little unwilling to say on stream purely because I am streaming on Twitch, but I am also streaming on YouTube, and on the YouTube side of things, I never know like how far things can be taken. But definitely a more mature game, so if you're not into the themes and topics that the game was about, you know, obviously I'm not forcing anyone to play it, but again, the Kickstarter is ending in like 40, now it's 42 hours. So if you haven't, like if you're interested in the game and you haven't signed up for the Kickstarter, please do consider signing up. They have a lot of cool rewards. I'm sending, oops, I not copy, hold on, it's okay. I'm gonna send one last time the link to the Kickstarter in the chat. So if you guys want to check it out, there's more details about the game there and like the scope and different aspects of it that might not have been portrayed here in this demo. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really curious to see like just like how the story is gonna progress. So I'm really hoping it reaches its funding goal and that it gets to where it needs to produce the wonderful quality that this game has shown. Because honestly, in terms of quality, 10 out of 10, I have no complaints. The only thing that I was struggling with this demo is that sometimes it would take me a while for things to like load once I click them, especially when I saved a file. So that did take a second for it to like load. I don't know if it's just because me and my computer might be lagging a little bit, or if it's just something that just happened in the demo. Obviously, this is a demo, so there can be a lot of things that might change in the future for this story and stuff like that. But yeah, the only way really to keep track is to follow their socials and see how they develop this game, basically. And then in terms of the dialogue and stuff like that, most of it felt natural. There were some moments where the dialogue felt a little bit forced for me, but that just might be me and my own personal writing tastes. So, it could just literally just be a me thing and not have anything to do with the game. Many other people might play this and be like, everything was pish posh, fantastic. But overall though, I really did like the characters, the story. It wasn't all the dialogue, it was just some of the dialogue. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing where this game goes, so I'll definitely be giving it as much of my support as I can. And yeah, we'll be pausing here for today's stream. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you so much for everyone who joined me in witnessing the full playthrough of this demo. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be. Thank you so much for visiting this corner of the forest, and I'll see you guys all on, I believe, I'm not mistaken. Thursday. No, hold on. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday for date everything. But until then, bye-bye! Goodbye, guys!